Today was the second time. We did it way more. I mean, like, it's honestly speaking, we got our guys that work hard. You know, we got
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hour being 6:10 p.m. I'd like to call this Special Finance Committee of the whole week to order at 6:10 p.m. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please? Here. Here. Here.
Here. Here.
All right, is there any member of the public that would like to step to the mic to speak to matters that exist on these agenda? Please do so at this time.
My name is I'm with the Harvey Historical Society, also live in Harvey. I just had a question. I did send us some FOIA requests for Mayor Christopher Clark's personnel file from the city of Calumet City, and I know Mayor Good said he's no longer working for the city. I did double check on the website. It says that he is still your ethics officer, and I sent a FOIA for his personnel file, just records and such. I have not received a confirmation that FOIA was even, request was even acknowledged, so I would appreciate that information. Thank you.
Thank you. Let the record reflect Alderwoman Wilson in the meeting at 6:12 p.m. All right. Mayor's report.
Alderman, I just have a quick report on the grant update. The city is in receipt of 2 award letters, one for $1.75 million that was awarded to the library. 200,000 of that comes back to the city for the loan. We also are in receipt through my state office, sent the city of Calumet City $500,000 that covers public works budget, and covers the period of 11/1/2025, grant begin date, and ends on 10/31/2027. So this is for $700,000 that covers the public works budget, salaries, and covers the financial period for 11/1/2025 through 10/31/2027. I will tender a copy of this grant award letter to the clerk for the record for both grants, the $1.75 million and the $700,000 for the public works. Madam Clerk. That's all I have to report, Alderman.
Mayor, you may recognize.
Yes, Alderman Harvey. Alderman Harvey, for the record, is in the meeting at 6:14 p.m. Alderman Williams, Madam Clerk.
I had a question, Mayor.
Alderman Wilson.
You stated that the library will give us like 200,000, they owe us 500,000 now. 200,000 from a few years ago plus 300,000 from last year.
Well, the library agreed to the 200,000 coming out of the grant. The other $300,000 will be coming from resolution that we did from their taxes. Once we receive the taxes, it comes directly from their taxes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, first item on the agenda, discussion and action on water sewer rates. We have already spoken about this in depth. So with that, is there any other concern or questions that pertains to this sewer water?
Yes. I know we did speak about this in depth, and we understand the need to raise rates. I am just not comfortable with the amounts. And are we going to discuss the amounts that we raise the rates?
All right, so I did have some conversations with some of my colleagues and also Jonathan Sperry. So I would propose that the sewer fees themselves be reduced from $2 to $1.33, will still allow us to create some degree of a surplus and then prepare us for being in a positive position in our water fund.
And that's just the sewer, right?
Correct.
Would you repeat that amount? The proposal was for $2 and
To go to $1.33.
then what about the storm water? Zeros to $3. I'm sorry if I interject.
No, you're,
That's fine. John, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay. The Alderman, I have a question about the stormwater. Is there any room to reduce the stormwater, it went from $0 to $3? Is there any room to adjust, to make an adjustment there that would still allow us to generate a positive position in our water fund?
All right, Alderman, as we discussed at the last meeting, the rates that were determined were the best educated rates that I could come up with related to not only our pending financial status, but the ability to be able to accumulate funds to handle major projects in the future without bonding. If we take portions of those fees and reduce them, as we've discussed with the sewer, it is going to lessen the amount of potential reserves to handle said projects when they come up. So to answer your question, if the council wants to reduce those fees, they have to understand that if a major project comes up, we may have to go out and borrow for those funds because we're not putting funds aside for capital improvements. So can you reduce the amount? Yes, we can. I would probably suggest if you wish to, so that you could probably reduce it by 2/3 of the amount, go from $3 to $2 per thousand.
Alderman Gardner.
Thanks, Finance Consultant Kasparic. With the reduction for $2, how does that translate with the incremental increases yearly?
What do you mean by the incremental concerning the water? There's no sewer rate.
No
So anything we charge would be brand new.
For the stormwater, it says here that as of May 1st, 2027, stormwater fee shall increase by 50 cents to $3.50. And then May 1st, stormwater fee shall increase by 50 cents to $4. So are we just cutting it, reducing it to $2, from my understanding?
Well, yeah, so if you had the chart in front where the storm sewer fees were first being prepared, that would reduce 1/3 of it. It would be reduced by for keeping 2/3 of the fee, we'd lose 1/3. And then I would still propose those are modest increases at 50 cents. I recognize every penny counts, but they're modest in a sense that we have to understand that inflation's gonna eat away at anything we put away today as it is. And I'm just trying to help guide the finances such that we will have money, at least some money built up to handle some sewer separation projects as we move forward without having to borrow to get the money. And I'm not guaranteeing, I mean, I would imagine we'll borrow, but that we'll be able to borrow. But I can assure you, like we're going through these water lead line with the IEPA, they're gonna look for ways to be able to repay back. So when we have enough money to pay back future debt, will probably indicate whether we have enough money that we have to increase in the future. So it's a little complicated. If you want to reduce it by 1/3, it just reduces our reserves by 1/3. But we'll still have some reserves. But I would leave the other 3, I'd ask them to leave the other 50 cents alone.
All right. And I'm not trying to rush, but item number 17 is the water rate comparison of surrounding communities. Is that something that we want to do in this matter?
I'm sorry, were you talking to the Alderman?
More so general question for the council colleagues.
So there's a sheet in front of you guys with the water rate comparison. At the last meeting, the council requested to expand the list to include Burnham, Linwood, Lansing, South Holland. So Calumet City currently is at 945 per 1,000 gallons. Burnham is at 876 per 1,000 gallons. Dalton is at 750 per 1,000 gallons. But remember, Dalton does estimated bills. not like Calumet City where we don't do estimated bills. Orland Park, the first rate is $15 for the adjustable, for $9.70 for the first 0 to 7,000 gallons. Linwood is $10.20 per 1,000 gallons. Matson is $9.06 per 100 cubic feet. Lansing is $9.16 per 1,000 gallons. South Holland is $10.82 per 1,000 gallons. Midlothian, and also you got Portage, Indiana, and I know you guys want Hammond, Indiana. So Portage, Indiana is $10.20 per 1,000 gallons. We're proposing to add a $2 fee, correct, John?
Correct.
From $9.45. And remember, this goes with our IEPA loan. The IEPA loan that's suggesting that we be aggressive, that we raise the rates in order for us to qualify for the lead line EPA loan forgiveness and for that loan. So this is based on the chart that was sent last week, based on that. So the comparison is right before you, Alderman. Hopefully everyone has this sheet in front of them with the water rates per community in comparison. Because last week we had Aurora, we had communities that were not close to us, but this is the comparison.
So,
Alderwoman Nelson?
okay, so I did some research too. I did go, research we paid to comparable. They're paying a little bit more higher in South Chicago Heights and research to the comparable of the population. But then I'm gonna go back over here to like some of the information that was given to us from the Spirit at our last meeting. I get if we take it down because the $3, it was at no cost. We didn't charge anything but $3. Now, I'm okay personally with $1.50 or $2 because I did the research and the information that you gave me. I do see that we do need to increase it. But I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Spirit stated that certain water fund expenses that are unpaid, that are waiting to be paid, should go into some of the grant, come out of some of the grant money or different line items. So with that being said, once we get that situated, putting all of the billing that does not belong on the water bill expense fund, then that should decrease it some as well. $1.50 $2 for me.
Sean, you want to answer that? Because I know in your comparison, it was based on what we're doing with the IEPA. So the Alderwoman question was about, once we do this rate and remove those bills, does that make the adjustment? Is that your question, Alderman? Do you hear that, John?
Yeah, I did hear that up there. To answer the Alderman's question, the group, I did go a while to put together Alderman. I hopefully, city administrator was able to make a copy and give it to you. I did get it into your email today, but I know it was late, because it was a lot to go through. To answer your question, the engineering bills are just putting more pressure on already a deficit water operation. So moving them will not necessarily, well, they won't put the water fund into a positive situation. And there are other projects that are being, infrastructure improvements that we cannot do because of the amount of money that the water fund has. So if you lower it, the hole's still running in deficits in excess of $2 million. And I think which we know is impractical, we would still be running a deficit of almost at $1.2 million or $1.3 million. So if you lower the rates, the only negative part to that is when when we want to do improvements, just like I talked about the sewer, and just like I'm talking about the storm sewer and the sewer, if you take money away and basically want to just break even or slightly above, from a financial standpoint, you're not putting any money away for tomorrow. We're gonna have to address these same issues again, whether it be in a couple of years or 3 years. The whole point was to try to avoid that, build up some reserves, earn some interest. When these projects need to be done, they can be done. So, I don't want to twist anybody's arm saying you gotta do this, it's all or nothing. If you decide to lower the water rates down, you can, but it's just gonna reduce that amount available in futures, which we may have to come back and address the issue again, depending on what improvements need to be done. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does, and I do understand that, moving some of the funds worth bills off of the water fund expenses will not get us to that 200 million you're talking about. But it cuts it. And, I guess my next question is can we pull the remainder of the funds from someplace else and not put all of it wholeheartedly on the residents? It's just a question.
Well, that's a good question, and if I could come up with an answer, I surely would. The water fund doesn't collect real estate taxes. I think we discussed that before. Most of the revenue that we collect from state sources go into the general fund. And the general fund also has its financial loads as well. So the water, most communities, if not all, the idea is that the water fund, the sewer fund, they should operate based on their user fees. They should be, if they can get grants, more power to them. Oftentimes grants, the project are not for operations, so you're incurring an expense that you may not necessarily budget for, other than the fact that the grant will cover them. So water funds are designed, sewer funds, they're designed to make it up on their fees. If you take money anywhere else, outside of the bonds, which we would, well, again, we don't need bonds for infrastructure, but a lot of that bond money, not all of it, a lot of the bond money was already spoken for by projects approved by the council in the past, that, you know, we can't just rely on bonds to support the corporate fund, I mean, the water fund, because the water fund then has to be paid, should repay those bonds back. Otherwise, what happens is the bonds go on the tax rolls as a general obligation, and that means it's going to go on the tax bills, and I don't think we want to put it on the tax bills. At least that's my guess. So the water fund should be able to support itself, bottom line. We don't have any other, the city currently does not have any other money. For example, motor fuel tax funds cannot be used for the water operation. And besides that, the money we do get is already passed by a budget, and that money is already earmarked. The bulk of it is covering salt, city street lighting, traffic signals, repairs of those. That's where the bulk of that money goes, a smaller amount for sidewalk program. So there isn't funds available, let's say even for some sewer projects, because there's not the money. If you use that money, then the corporate fund's gonna have to make up the difference. Corporate fund has no money to transfer, and all our special revenue funds are specifically tied to the reason they're created, such as like the Social Security levy we do, or the IMRF levy. Those can only be used to pay real estate, only pay those pensions. We can't use them to make payroll or cover shortfalls of other funds. Same would hold true with just about every single one of our funds. Those funds are earmarked for specific purposes. TIF money is earmarked for specific purposes, so we couldn't take TIF money and use it to just do citywide projects unless the entire city was a TIF, which we're not. So I hope that answers your question. We need to raise the revenue, and that's been our biggest problem is revenues haven't been, fees themselves have, because the CPIs have been so low that the fee increases have not kept up with the operation of other things that are not following the CPI, such as infrastructure repair work, additional testing mandates by the federal and state governments and the water fund. There are a lot of other costs that we are incurring that are above and beyond the 2 or 3% that CPI was covering.
Okay, we get it. Thank you. I have two more questions just for clarification purpose, or maybe three. I'm gonna go to your sheet. It says at the top, 5-year projection of revenue, operation and maintenance and debt services. And then I'm gonna go down to storm sewer fees. And then over 2023, 2024, 2025, and 6, there's nothing. So 2027, with the $3, it's gonna bring us, is that correct, $2,171,000?
Yes, if we
So
do the 3%,
The $3, right?
under the $3, yes,
Right.
thank you.
So can you give me an estimate, guesstimate, if we get a $150 cost, charge, and then a $2 charge? Because you said 2 million, we're over the 2 million there. Then my other question will be, when you go to 2028, just for me to understand, whatever, just say it is the $3. Then in 2028, it's gonna move up 50 more cents, right? So that's gonna make it 350, right?
Yes, as it's presented right now.
Okay, and I just wanna make sure I understand, and then in 2029, we have another 50 cents, so we're looking at 450.
Correct.
Okay, and I'm just making sure that I can understand, but I would like to get a guesstimate on if we do the $1.50 for the storm fee or $2.
Okay, if we do $1.50, that'd be half of $3. If we're looking at 2.1, which is rounded to 2.2 million since it's so close. If we were to collect 2.2 million at $3, if you were to reduce it in half, we would collect 1.1 million. And that means each year thereafter would be 1.1 million less as well. So over the 4-year period, that would be 4.4 million less if we reduced it to $1.50. If we go to $2 represents, 2/3. So 2/3 of 2.2 million would approximately be about $1,450,000. So we would lose about 700,000. And we would lose 700,000 in each of the other 3 years as well, if we go with the less. And the idea, of course, Alderman, when you look at these numbers, is that when we start looking at these projects, they're gonna be very expensive. They're not gonna be, $400,000 or $500,000 when we look at doing our storm sewers. They're definitely gonna be in the multi-million-dollar range. And the idea is this money's gonna be there, or at least that's the way I presented it. The money would be there to help defray this or help lessen the burden on how much we would have to borrow. But again, what we put away is what we'll be able to spend on future projects without borrowing. So if we reduce the amount, it's still more than we're collecting right now, which is 0. And I think we found already almost all of our, not that it matters what they do, but a lot of our neighboring communities already have a storm sewer fee. So this is something that's been long needed for the city. If you want to do half or you want to do 2/3, it'll just give us less in reserves in the future.
Understand, hold on. So the 150 will bring me to 1.1 million guesstimate or roundabout, and then the $2 at the 2.3%, it's gonna bring me to 1,450,000, which will be 700,000 less than the 2 million. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Now, wait, Alderman, this is for all Aldermen. If you look, I don't know if everybody's got that spreadsheet, but if you have that spreadsheet and you're looking at the 27 year, when you see operating income, we have that sitting at $2.2 million. If we cut half of the sewer revenue, not suggesting you can't, if you do cut half of it, we lose, as I said, 1 million 100,000, a half, 1 million, yeah, 1 million, almost 1,200,000. That cuts that bottom line operation down by half, will be barely at million surplus. And then if we're also reducing sewer, and you look to reduce water, well, if we reduce all three, we very well can get that operating income under, back to a negative number, even though it won't be as high as 2.4 million, 26 projects. So you follow what I'm saying? If we reduce one, I would be hesitant on how much we would reduce the other ones because they can get us too close to break even or below break even. And I don't want it, and the IEPA said those 4 years have to be surpluses.
And I just,
Based on ordinances that are passed and then our estimates that we give them.
I think we understand that much. For me, just looking at my bill council, my latest bill was $45. I am a 4,000 gallon household. So at what we have now, that's $45. We are proposing to increase the water rate from $9.45 to $11.45. The storm water from $0 to $3, and the sewer, the proposal was $2. That would bring $16.45 before we drink a glass of water. In a 4,000 gallon home like myself, my bill goes from $45 to $61.45. I think that's the only math that the people will care about. How much of an increase will they really see? And that's a pretty significant increase for those on unlimited income. Now, depending on what I'm doing, for my son who likes grass stains and tan pants, some months my bill may be $70 because I'm scrubbing uniforms. So that $20 increase will then put me over closer to the $100 mark than not. I, again, understand the need for the increases. The $11.45, I really don't see how we go around that because we're paying for water and our water has increased, the cost for us to pay for it. To go from a storm water rate of $0 to $3, I would like to see that at $1.50. I would also like to see the sewer just at $1 and the proposed rate from Alderman Williams, $1.33. I think those adjustments are doable, but I also think there are adjustments like Alderwoman Nelson spoke of with what we're billing. I also think we have to take a serious look that we are salary heavy in the water department. We're paying more out in salaries and fringe benefits in some areas. We have to look at that too. That was one of the reasons I asked for a hiring freeze back in July. So we can tackle some of these deficits. I don't feel that the residents should bear all of the brunt of the needed increases. But we are going to, as residents, going to have to have an increase. We haven't had one in quite some time, according to what was provided us, and our infrastructure is in dire need of the money. So that's my only thought. I am for an increase, but not this total increase.
And Alderman, before, so there are three scenarios, Alderman Williams, that we gotta consider. Let me get to, I failed to mention the other communities that I mentioned in comparison with. On your sheet that was provided, they provide a storm water fee already. The village of Orland Park has a $3.20 storm fee. The village of Linwood has a $5 flat fee. If this matches up, Maxon has a $7 per month fee. This is stormwater, compared to our proposal, which will be $3. It looks like the village of Harvey has an administrative fee of $2 for stormwater. Portage, Indiana has a $14 flat fee for stormwater. That's separate from the water bill. And Hammond, Indiana has a $9.31 stormwater fee. So Alderman Williams, the three scenarios before us tonight is keep the proposed rate of $11.45, $2 for the sewer, and $3 for the storm. Is that correct?
I have a question real
That's,
quick while you
that's
got
that's part of what we're trying to, decrease. So that's just one, that's the first scenario, right? We've already gone over that. So the second one would be the $11.45, the $1.33, and the $2.
Yes.
Yes.
So I would be inclined to accept that one because that does decrease it. I want to say $1.65 overall, which would still produce a surplus and for us to move forward with some of the projects that may arise in the future, put us in a positive position, of course. So if that is okay with the council, I mean, we got a robust agenda, I understand.
No, it's not. I have a question. City clerk, our current bills include garbage, right? Yes. So this doesn't take into effect for that. So I'm a $45 bill, but that includes my garbage also. So what would be the true accounting once we get, that's what we need to know. The garbage bill plus the water bill, this is just water.
Right, and that's,
This is just water, this
we're
is
just,
increase in water before
Right.
we even add the garbage bill.
we're not even discussing that tonight, number one.
I understand that, but it all comes on one water bill. So here I am thinking, my $45 is just straight water, but that also includes my garbage as I'm thinking about it.
So,
That's a
is
question,
there a
Mayor.
question?
Yeah, what would the average resident actually pay then?
I don't know what the breakdown is for our refuse. So, I mean, that is not something that we can really negotiate at this time because we're already in a contract.
I'm not asking to negotiate that. What I'm saying is, we are talking about water rates and what's on the water bill. If my last bill was $45, and that included garbage, and I'm a $4,000 gallon household, what will that change increasing? That means that my entire bill will increase, the proposed is $16.45 before I even add garbage to that, or the true water.
Mr. Treasurer.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. To my recollection, Council, the refuse portion of your water bill currently is just under $20 a month. And understand that we pass along the rate that we are charged from our vendor. We do not make any money on the refuse in this city.
Thank you, Treasurer Target. That's what I was asking. What is that amount? Thank you.
All right, thank you. With that being said, is there a motion to approve the water rates as so presented, $11.45 for water, $1.33 for sewer, $2 for stormwater?
So,
Second.
second for discussion. Before us tonight, and like Finance Director Casper said, obviously there's a gap, and I'm all for filling the gap. I don't personally want to raise rates on residents, but we have an issue with the gap. And if his expertise is recommending us to propose the $3 increase, which we didn't have before, I'm totally fine with it because it's going to give us some reserves, which is what's needed for future funding. As I stated before, we have old infrastructure, so there's going to always be issues with flooding. However, I look at this as a proactive approach on our part. Overfunding this. That's just my thoughts. I'm in support of this. I don't agree. I'm not necessarily in favor with the $11.45 increase. I'm open to exploring the 1/3 reduction. But the rest of the rates, I'm fine with. That's all I have.
What would that 1/3 reduction be?
I think you get
Down from
from
the
the
proposed
11.45.
amount?
Was it 9, what was it, 10 something compared to
66 cents less.
66 cents less?
For which bid? I can't hear you well.
For water.
The water's currently $9.45. The $2 increase would make it $11.45.
Right.
And I'm definitely more solid on that number than I am on the other three because I know the financial condition, what the water fund is costing the city as a whole. We're subsidizing it with interfund borrowing.
Is the council okay with this approach? Because obviously we don't have.
Say that one more time.
I said, is the council okay with this approach?
Yeah, if you want to go with the $2 and then $1.33 and $1.33 for sewer and $2 for storm sewer, I would go along with that because at least it's a start. We need to get to a point where at least we're starting. And I regret the other.
What approach are you seeking?
The other three.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. If you want to change that, I would say vote on the first motion, and then if that doesn't pass, go with the second motion, Alderman.
I'm trying to figure out what are you trying to accomplish, Alderman? What is the amount that you want to see decrease?
Well, if you mentioned, cutting this by a third, the water increase, just so it's not correctly.
Just the water itself?
Just the water itself and funding.
Okay,
The other
so,
two increases at the $2 and the $3, the proposed.
so John, overall, no matter which one of these water, sewer, stormwater, no matter which one we decrease, it's still the overall, surplus that's being created, right? So it doesn't matter which one we decrease to what amount, it's still all going into the water fund, am I correct?
As I indicated, Alderman, we're looking at a $7 increase for the first year. I gave you an allocation. If you want to change the allocation and reduce it, if you're saying reduce water to a third, to 2/3, which would be about $1.33, to leave the sewer at $2 and the storm sewer at $3, that would be fine too.
Right, well, I guess my question is, it's still gonna generate the same amount, no matter which one we decrease.
Well, if you look at the spreadsheet, the way the spreadsheet's designed with the IEPA, all three are gonna be added together to get to the bottom line. So if you're reducing 1/3 of the water fee increase is approximately 1.4 million, for the $2. So if I was taking 1/3 of it away, I'd probably be going at around 450,000. So we would still be fine with that.
To answer your question, Alderman Williams, I think it's yes. If you increase $1
From
in
here,
the sewer rate and decrease $1 from the water rate, it's still the same.
Still the same.
Same matter.
so we could do the same, still end up the same result.
Correct.
So,
Can I just have a sec? So when you make this motion, the one we have in front of us, this ordinance has different numbers. So I need a motion to proceed to amend this ordinance to the new numbers. And then we'll have the new numbers, we'll get a second, and then we'll vote on that. So
I'll make a motion.
to amend ordinance, or the water resolution ordinance with the new numbers, read that now. And then, so motion to amend the ordinance, a second, then we'll vote on it.
But first we need to take away what we already did, we need to take away the second that we just did.
We withdraw your first and second,
Yeah, we need to
then?
withdraw our first and second.
All right. So I withdraw mine.
Withdraw my second. Okay. Now we just need a motion to amend the ordinance with the new rates. And then
I'll make the
second,
motion.
and then-
I'll make the motion to amend the ordinance to the new rates of, water, $11.45, sewer, $1.33, and stormwater, $2.
Second.
Thank you.
There's a motion and a second.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll make the changes to the ordinance.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for that, right?
Alderman, correct me if I'm wrong,
It's over.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
John, we want you to stop talking,
It's
John.
over. You can go to dinner now.
No, but I'm confused. Would you just help clarify for me, please? Is 28, 29, and 30 going to be increased as presented originally?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No,
There's only one year
the
increase?
escalations are the same, the 50, 50, 50. Because all we did was change the base rates. That's the only thing we went.
Okay, so the other ones are all being approved as presented. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Thank you.
The clerk will send you the motion, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, moving right along, 5, 6, that's all done. 7, that's done. All right, number 8, discussion and action on, motion to approve past due amounts of Farnsworth, the amount of 1.254 and 97 cents. To be taken from the 2023 bond fund, but I'm sure there's gonna be some light discussions, so we wanna make some adjustments to, what we're being billed. Somebody wants to chime in, but I want to say my piece first. I don't believe that we should be paying the, bi-weekly fees. I'm inclined to accept the, recommendation in that regard. So, if anybody wants to chime in on how we can reduce that, but what I do want to say is that we definitely need to put this to bed tonight, and how we need to do it. I'm gonna ask that we consider it, each other's time, and also that we need, for the sake of being, a progressive council and doing business in the future, that we do not want to jade our reputation in regard to paying bills, especially for the service that the city needs. We will not be able to get away from it. So, open for conversations before we move forward. So I don't know what that number looks like as far as electing not to support the paying of the bi-weekly meeting bills, or charges. So if there's anyone that has any other suggestions with that regard, please.
So I don't have any suggestions. I would just say, I think our reputation is intact. If we are a council that's not gonna ask questions and ask where our money is going, then that would be a reputation in question. The only concern I have is, I think there were still some things that this council asked for that we never received. And now this is like the 5th time that we've seen this on the agenda, and we still don't have what every council member has asked. I think there needs to be some plain English information on what has already been completed, what they're asking for. Last time, Finance Chair Casper said, well, we paid $200,000. He was looking at $90,000, in addition that was still owed we received 164 pages of invoices, but no answers. And so it's not easy for me to go ahead and say, yeah, pay $1.2 million when what we have asked as a council still has not been provided.
John, can you speak to that real quick? I know we've been provided several spreadsheets detailing to plethora of information. Can you speak to how you made the adjustment so that we can at least make some good faith decision this evening?
Okay, thank you, Alderman Williams. 2 or 3 meetings ago, I was asked, when the engineers presented their unpaid bills, they presented a document that had shown invoices totaling over $1,254,000 that they had in their system as being unpaid bills. And I was asked to take a look at those bills and see if any, allocate whatever I thought to be allocated to the bond money based on the descriptions of projects as provided by the engineers. The treasurer's office went ahead and looked at the invoices themselves, from my understanding, to make sure there were no duplicates. These were only unpaid invoices. There was no request to look at invoices already paid. The work paper that I provided, and I know I just sent one this evening because I finally got the balance of my information today. There are invoices that are in the system that the engineer provided that had not yet been approved by the city council. So out of the dollar amount that the engineers, if I can just break this down a little for you, out of the amount of the $1,245,246.74, $570,979.34 of engineering bills had not been approved. That is based on my information I received from the treasurer's office and based on agenda and meeting approvals. So there's over $500,000 of those invoices. I'm not making any recommendations on those yet because they haven't even been approved for payment. The second group, these invoices cover 2 fiscal years. So there is a total of $254,437 of engineering invoices that were approved from 4/30/25 not yet paid, and invoices from 4/30/26 totaling $419,829 not paid. From my analysis, what I was recommending is that when I looked at the bills related to water testing are typically water pipe bills, and therefore the water fund will pay them. When I looked at bi-weekly meetings, general meetings with various departments, those are typically covered either by engineering line items in the general fund or the engineering line item in the water fund. So I did not allocate any of those bills to the bond money. The third one I did not allocate to was what I would call the corporate bills, where the engineers do plan reviews for various businesses. That has traditionally also been an invoice that's paid through the corporate. The only reason some of these invoices haven't been paid, quite honestly, is because of the cash flow problems of the general fund. I'm talking about approved invoices already. The balance of invoices that I broke those invoices down on the spreadsheet: the stormwater design work, water projects, sewer compliance work relating to MWRD, sewer projects from the bond, the Green Alley, which is an alley project, economic development projects. There's another area called reimbursed projects, which I need to talk to the engineers about. That is up to $191,000. These are for projects that, when I follow the description of what the engineers provided, was that they could be reimbursed from grants. And at this point, I have not had a chance to sit down and get answers as to what grants should have had these been coming from. I have a general idea, but I don't know why we haven't gotten reimbursements on them. So I haven't put them into any bond issue at this point. So that's $191,634 that still has to be allocated. Are you with me on this?
Yes.
Yes.
What you guys asked is a very complicated, taking bills that, for whatever reason, were not properly earmarked to the bond funds to begin with. I charged either the corporate account or the water engineering account. And then from the description of the bills, I had to go back and figure out, and you remember from the capital bond project, what category would those expenditures be applied to? And I did that today and finished it up, and I gave you the amounts that we would allocate from the unpaid engineering bills being $254,437 of invoices that are highlighted in green, $419,829.97. Those are for 2030-26 highlighted in peach color. Those are invoices that have been approved by the council. So therefore, they are eligible to be paid from bond money. Or they stay where they're at and get paid for in the water fund or the engineering, the water or the corporate fund. So I only came up with a little over, right as of today, $674,000 of bills that could be, that are eligible to be paid.
Gotcha.
674,266.
There you go. We all get the same number. You see what I'm saying? Now it adds up. So we were presented with $1.2 million. $578,000 and some change was never approved by this council. But give it to us, Paul.
It's $674,266.
That is what we should approve today.
Correct.
Gotcha. And so that makes a difference. We all knew as a council that the 1.2 million went in. This makes sense, because this is what we can see that.
You're absolutely right on target, but so that we all understand, the $570,979, to my knowledge, those were invoices that were presented on council agendas but were withheld. So they weren't approved, but they were on agendas. So they weren't like, you gave me bills that had never been on city agendas before.
Okay.
All right. We got that. Okay, I just have one follow-up question, John. Do this 674 number, that number includes those invoices, bills, so have you, that are associated with grants and anything associated with the compliances for applying for the IEPA loans?
These include all of those bills, all of them, and they would also include bills related to the water testing, the biweekly meetings. The biweekly meetings would stay in the general fund, but they were approved. I'm only dealing with approved bills. In that email that I sent to you all, and I'm not an attorney to determine if a bill's approved, and it can be unapproved after it's approved. I leave that, it's over my pay grade. I'm just telling you that these are the bills that the city council's approved, and I've made the allocations where they should go, and I gave you a motion in that letter, which I could read into the meeting if you need to, for the payment. Or you could just take the dollar amounts that I gave it to the state treasurer to pay them with the bond funds, and based on the spreadsheet that I provided to everyone, there's a journal entry page, pretty long, on how all of it will be allocated.
Okay.
The journal entries are too long, put it in a motion.
And $191,000 is reimbursable, correct, John?
Of the 674.
No, that was a whole nother.
That was a whole nother, so 674 is what we're asking the council to approve tonight.
Right.
The 191,000 is reimbursable
That has nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with that.
Well, 129,822 would be reimbursable. They've been approved, but I don't know why. The engineer called them reimbursable projects. I've been talking as to why, and why we haven't gotten the grant in. So I don't know if that's just our match that we have to do for a reimbursable grant, or if that is in fact going to be reimbursed. So the $129,822.72 is related to 43026, and that's included in the 419,829. If that money gets reimbursed back, we'll put that back into the bonds, if in fact there are grants to reimburse it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Follow? A little confusing, I understand, but it's just the way the engineers put the description down.
So we gonna pay it.
So I'm including the 129,000, not $61,711.37, because those invoices were not approved yet. Out of that 191,000, only $191,534.09, $129,822.72 have been approved related to 43026 invoices, but have not been paid. And I just want to follow up with the engineers, if those are going to get reimbursed, then when the money comes in for those grants, they would go back into the bond fund.
Okay, thank you, John. All right, with that, can I have a motion to approve?
Alderman,
Yeah,
you might want to ask Mr. Casper, item number 16 on your agenda is related to items 10, 8 through L. And majority of those, say 1 is related to farms work. And I'm not clear if these invoices were included in our analysis. These
If
were,
I don't,
these were from the.
Sure, to answer the question, just, since everybody has the spreadsheet, if those are not part of this, and I don't think they are, because if you're looking to approve them tonight, I don't have them, to be allocated to the bonds yet. I don't have them done because they haven't been approved. If they're approved, I have them laid out, which they should be charged to, assuming those are bills that the engineer gave us a few weeks ago.
They haven't been approved.
So if they're new bills, I won't have them.
so the
The
bond,
actual number is, the actual number is on page 2 of your email, 254, 437.43 plus the 429, 829.97. You add it together. It's on the second page of his email. At the top. He's got a motion, and those are the numbers he's talking about. I think I got the one number wrong. I had 419, it's actually 429. There's a change in there too, 97. Those two numbers, those are the numbers that he's recommending to be approved tonight, come out to 684, 267.40. If you want to do those two numbers, you probably did have one motion or two motions. But I believe those are two, that's what he's referring to when he said he created a motion, right? Casper.
I'm referring to, well, I heard what you said, because I heard a few voices and it muffled. The $254,437.43 are engineering bills related to 43025, be paid out of the capital project fund 2023 A or B. And then $419,829.97 are engineering invoices to be that are related to 43026. That will be paid out of the capital project A for 2023 A or B.
Right, we're saying.
And I have the allocation on my spreadsheet.
Okay.
You have the total?
yes. So with that, can I have a motion to approve number 8 with the amendment of the amount to be 684,267.40.
Second.
Hey, Alderman, could you include in that motion the two figures due to the fact that they're from different fiscal years? So, 254,437.43 attributed to fiscal year 25, and 429,829.97 that should
419.
429,829.97.
419,829.
You got 429, John.
29.
So which is it?
Oh, I got a spreadsheet in front of me. It's 419,000.
Okay, on the motion, you got 429, sorry.
Also now,
Okay, so the grand total is 674 instead of the 684. So it's the 674,266.
266.
Yeah, $6,674,266. Yeah.
Do we need to specify that what's supposed to come out of the previous year's fiscal year?
Yeah, the treasurer just said which fiscal year.
Which was
419,829.97 FY 26.
FY 26, and what was 25?
FY 25 would be 5, I beg your pardon, 254,437.43.
43. So the total is 674,267.40 to be, what, 254,437.43 from the fiscal year 25, 419,829.97 fiscal year 26.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Alderwoman Wilson. Can I roll call?
Yes.
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 All right. Moving right along. The next is presentation, discussion, and action, an amendment of the IGA between entities, City of Calumet City and South Suburban Land Development Authority.
Item number 10.
Thank you so much, Council, Mr. Mayor, for having me. I'm Joe Van Dyke. I am the Director of the South Suburban Land Bank and Development Authority. The Land Bank was founded in 2012, and we're the first one in Illinois. We are the regional government agency that works with cities and villages south of Chicago to deal with vacant and abandoned property. We are intergovernmental nonprofit agency, and we were formed by the Intergovernmental Agreement Act. So we're a little different than the Cook County Land Bank, which is a county department that derives its authority through statute as the custodian of tax delinquent property. We work directly with the municipalities, largely through abandonment. The way it works is a city or village joins the land bank. Calumet City joined the land bank in 2020, appoints a local government director to our board of directors, that's Alderman Gardner, and then we work together on identifying vacant and long abandoned properties to redevelop. The most common way that a land bank acquires property is through the abandonment process, judicial abandonment. We take things to court, we see if anybody claims them, we go down to China title, and when nobody desires to take the property, a judge declares it abandoned, and we take over. These are our land bank communities. We currently serve 18. There are 2 pending members, University Park and Robbins. There are also several other places where we've operated, Calumet Park, Lansing, that don't currently have a board member. Just for scale, we have 5 full-time staff. Last year, we made just over $1 million in investment over about 40 properties. Our jurisdiction is South Cook and Will County. We, at any given time, this is pretty representative, of about 170 properties in our inventory, and about 30 to 40 of those have improvements on them. Most of these are vacant houses. In Calumet City right now, we have 9 current properties that we have done some level of amelioration with and are actively being listed by local realtors. We have 2 that are scheduled for demolition, where we're preparing those right now and getting funding to demolish them. We have 3 properties that are under contract with buyers, and we have 2 recently recorded properties that we're cleaning out and making some minor repairs on. There are also 16 cases filed, or that will be filed, pending evidence and abandonment inspections. I should also take a moment and say that Director Tillman has been an excellent partner, very responsive, really, really easy to work with, and it's a pleasure doing business in Calumet City to help take care of some of these vacant properties. This is our standard model. This is how we work. We acquire title to distressed properties. Through abandonment, we eliminate back taxes and liens. We board them up, we secure them, we mow them, we take the raccoons out of the roof, we get them insured, and then most importantly, we evaluate our options. One of the big benefits to being a land bank member is municipalities don't have the luxury of taking their time and sitting on vacant properties while they determine the best path to redevelopment. There are holding costs, there's liability associated with it. We have the staff, we have the ability to be really thoughtful, make sure we get thoughtful scopes of work for each of these properties, do whatever repairs need to happen to get these back to productive use, and find a pathway to get them back on the tax rolls. Finally, based on our evaluation, we'll renovate it. Sometimes that's the entire house, sometimes that's minor repairs to facilitate somebody else renovating it. Sometimes we have to demolish the property, and ultimately we sell them and get them back on the tax rolls, most often to owner occupants. So step 1, this is kind of our most common, this is our bread and butter. We stabilize it and sell as is. We clear debris out, like I said, you get raccoons out of the roof, you mow the lawn, you secure it, you board it up, and then we'll market it or via an RFP or through realtors. We use local realtors from the Southland on almost all of our properties. And then somebody will take it, redevelop it, and or flip it, or live there themselves. Here's a couple examples of that. This is Aberdeen Street in Calumet Park. Pretty representative. On the left, you get a house with trash in it, mold, all sorts of debris, overgrowth, declared abandoned by a judge. No one claimed it. I think a gentleman named Sam fixed this up. Most of our developers are very small scale. And sold it to a beautiful home on the right. It's occupied today. The entire scale of this was within a year. Within a year, we identified the property, got it through the court system, sold it, had it redeveloped, and sold. Here's an example just down the road, right here on 155th Street. This was acquired prior to my time at the land bank, and we couldn't sell it. So we did a scope of work evaluation. Since I've been hired, we hired some more staff, people who were able to inspect properties more thoroughly, and we identified there were some issues with mold, asbestos, and roofing that would prevent anybody from redeveloping the property. So we put about $30,000 in funding to clean out all the mold, asbestos, patch up the roof, and then ultimately sold it last October. That's a picture from the fall. As you can see, building permits in the window are very important, and that it is close to being occupied. We have an inspector in-house who, after we sell a property to somebody, after we vet their scope of work, after it gets approved, they go and visit the homes to make sure the work is proceeding. And if there are any issues, we work through those issues, and I'll call up Director Tillman or staff to figure out what's going on. So we're very hands-on. We work really closely with the municipalities. Now we're getting into stuff that's new for the land bank. Over the last couple of years, we started doing what we call white boxing. This is moderate repairs, interior demolition, always environmental remediation. This is kind of like the next level. We put a lot more money into these properties rather than mere public safety things. These are things that really facilitate redevelopment. A couple examples. This is also here in Calumet City. This is 12 Web. Again, the land bank had this in their inventory since before I got there. We figured no one wanted to buy it on the demolition list. We did some structural repairs, we did some masonry repairs on the outside, and then interior, we fixed the flooring, we tore it down, fixed new stairs, new flooring, and then new steps. So right now, that's currently on the market, and we're vetting proposals. Another thing, we don't just sell it to anybody. We've had 2 or 3 people come forward looking to buy it. Their financing didn't check out, their scopes of work aren't thorough. We didn't even advance them to receive the city. This is another example. It's 4343 Lincoln Highway in Atchison. This was a long abandoned 60,000 square foot medical office building. No one was doing anything with it. This was actually declared abandoned by a judge. No previous owner came forward. Land Bank put about $300,000 into this property, worked with the village of Atchison to find a buyer. Right now, there's a nursing agency, I think, that's bought the property. They fixed it up and they're building out the second and third floors right now. Finally, new to us, full in-house rehab. This is where we go full bore. We do the entire house. So we'll act as sort of the general contractor, hire subs, and fix up the whole home. Here's an example of that. This is 345 Miami Street, and this is in Park Forest. So that's kind of the flavor of how we operate. Again, our sole goal is to get vacant and abandoned properties back to productive use. We're a non-profit government agency, and so we work with municipalities to do that. This is the common way we work. This is the most efficient, practical way to get vacant and abandoned properties back to productive use using the land bank authority. First, identification. So we'll use data analysis, look at things that are very tax delinquent, look at building department citations, look at whatever data we have available, and say we think this is probably abandoned. A lot of times, and often in Calumet City, the government director says, hey, this home is abandoned. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2, hey, there's a school across the street from it, there's a vacant house, can you do something about it? Other times, as with Alderman Gardner, he's getting very active in his ward. Look at this, would this be appropriate for abandonment? We look, see if it's tax delinquency, if it meets the statutory requirements. We then will inspect the property for evidence, so we can take it to court. We file it, we have lawyers file the petitions. This is all we do, just take things through the court to get them declared abandoned, so we can take them and do something with them. If successful, we get the deed. We'll then stabilize the property as discussed. Sometimes we redevelop it, sometimes we foster redevelopment through a third party, and then ultimately it gets back on cash flows. A new offering from the land bank, as I mentioned, we're sort of scaling up and doing more programming, is inspections. Richmond Park, Park Forest, South Holland, soon Harvey will all have our inspection services as well. So right now, we have a list of 16 properties. Well, I have to call up Director Tillman and see if her staff can take the time to go out and inspect properties, take pictures, collect evidence to support our abandonment case in court. Obviously, for a building department, that's a pretty onerous ask. There are building permits, there's a lot going on, particularly in the winter, and in the spring when you have overgrowth. Their plates are full. This would take that off their plate. So just like we'll vet buyers, just like we market the properties, just like we fix up the properties, this will allow us to also inspect the properties. And so I think the amendment to our existing IGA would just add that service as well. Again, this is news. We're sort of going community by community with existing IGAs to include that. I think that's it, and I would be happy to answer any questions or discuss anything further.
So let me start off and thank you for coming before us. So there's agreement that I signed in 2021. So I have several concerns about what you presented to us. Number one, this ordinance proposes to give appointment power in here. In this amendment, it proposes to appoint the appointment power and take that away from the mayor. So you guys have to change that because the mayor only has appointment powers.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. The only substantive change is to add a paragraph to do inspections.
That was in the resolution.
And then the other changes would just be to make the rest of the IGA agree with that new paragraph. So there's no new appointment powers. The only thing that's being added is inspection services if you want them.
So going to the inspection services. So in communities that you're going to, you're taking the responsibilities away from the union members that are currently in inspection services. So have you negotiated with the unions on that matter?
No. This, really, I mean, I don't know, we have an inspector,
So currently the union members are going out inspecting the properties, correct?
Correct. I mean, I can't speak for that. I would have to defer to the city staff. I don't know who's doing your inspections, but, this wouldn't prevent anything, but.
There's local 150 members that go out and do the inspections.
Okay.
So if you're proposing that you go out and do those inspections, you're taking work away from union members.
I would phrase it a little differently. They would work on other city priorities, and this would make it so you don't have to worry about vacant properties. There's still inspections to be had, there's still citations to be, we don't touch that. This is just for the sole purpose of acquiring abandoned properties through judicial abandonment as identified by the city. This makes it so Director Tillman's staff focuses on permitting, revenue generation, the building departments do citations, code enforcement. We don't touch any of that. This is solely for abandonment.
So I would like legal counsel, both legal counsels, to chime in on if that responsibility is taken away from union members. Is that something that we have to negotiate? Because you're saying you have the inspections, you come in, that's taken away from them, that's currently their job descriptions. If you take that away from them, Attorney Olson?
Yeah, I worked with the land bank since 2012, since its initiation. And when I was city attorney, we worked actively with the land bank, as we do in all the communities that Mr. Van Dyke showed. It doesn't take work away from city workers, because they wouldn't be doing that work anyway unless they made the move to get an abandoned house. If it was abandoned, city wouldn't go out and inspect it, it just sits abandoned. Once the land bank goes out, sees a house that maybe one of the aldermen tell them to go out and look at, and they determine that this is right for their picking, so to speak, then this would allow them to go out, inspect it, them to go to court, rather than the city to go to court, and ask the judge to declare the house abandoned and give them the deed, rather than the city doing all that.
So has that union question ever come up, Attorney Olson?
No, sir. No, because it's not our houses. We're not doing any inspection. It's really on them.
So it's on them to inspect that?
To take a lead from the mayor or the alderman and say, go out and look at the house. They then determine if it's a good house that they could acquire because it is abandoned. They do the title search. They do the inspection. Then they come back to the alderman and to the mayor and say, this is the house we're going after. Do you have any objections? That's in here too. And then they go out and inspect, and then they go to court. So it's off of our backs. So it's really, it's worked well. We're very active in Matheson and Cal Park.
But it doesn't supersede the city's authority to have their own building department go out and inspect and enforce.
No.
Right.
It's
That's
just more-
that's why everybody's displaced because you're.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Nobody's displaced. And so it removes the burden on inspection services, because I would like to hear from Director Tillman, Alderman Gardner.
Thank you, Miss. Just for clarification, it's just totally relinquishing them of having to be, let's just say, inconvenienced. If inspection services is bogged down, they're busy with necessary inspections or building inspections. If Joe contacted them and said, hey, we have 6 houses that are up for abandonment, the inspection service department would be on the hook of trying to go how to inspect those properties. So it just gives the land bank some ability to do that.
And it does, I should add, I'm reading the agreement now. It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's property by property that the inspection authority shall be exercised only by mutual written agreement.
Correct. And that's another, sort of fine point, is that every step of the way, there's no property that we can inspect, there's no property we can get through abandonment, there's no property we can fix up without prior mutual consent from the municipality. So, that's a consideration, is you can be as involved or not involved with the municipality, it all flows through the city.
So if you have 12 properties identified, you can't do a global with 12 properties, you gotta get a mutual agreement on each property.
We would say, here's 12 properties, are you good with us pursuing these 12 properties? By our records, they look like they're abandoned. The city would say, yes, please go after them, these are public nuisance or whatever, and then we would get to work. Also, there's sort of a second point of contact after all the work, so this is all for somebody claiming a vacant home that's been sitting there. Once the work's done, once we have a potential buyer, once we have a potential developer, we also check in with the municipality. Hey, we have a credible offer, we vetted the scope of work, it looks pretty good, we vetted their finances, they're legitimate. Do you have a problem with us selling this property to this party? And most of the time the answer is no, sometimes it's, oh, don't sell it to ABC Corporation, we've done work with them, they're a problem, right?
So, for the record, the city has done abandonment before with Monroe Woods. I believe we wiped out taxes with Monroe Woods, we did State City. We just got the liquor store, TNS liquor store, I believe it's 1577 Burnham Avenue. We did abandonment with Shoppers World, and all that's come before the city council. So, in all of those processes, we've done those separately. So you're saying if the city identifies those, then you would take the lead on that as opposed to the city?
Think of it as a supplement. If the city would like us to take care of that, we're happy to do so. If the city wants to acquire the properties via abandonment, give redevelopment plans, your thoughts on what to do with it, by all means do it. A lot of cities, we work alongside or in parallel. Municipalities, the Park Forest is a really good example, we do a lot of work with them. We'll say, here's 10 properties that we think are abandoned, they'll say, these 3 actually we're going to acquire, and say, okay, how about the other 7? Do you need us to take care of those for you? And they'll say, yes, please proceed. So it doesn't relinquish anything, you're sharing your authority upon your consent, if you want us to supplement the work you're already doing.
And legal fees, you would take care of legal fees?
Yeah, we're a government nonprofit, we don't make any money, we take care of all the funds, we're self-funded and grant funded.
Director Tillman or Val, do you have anything to add?
I have a quick question. What if the city wants to purchase the property from you as part of a program they have internally? What would be the cost? Do you purchase for your own expenses, or do you have administrative and other fees involved?
Typically, it's at cost, but we would know that upon adding it to our intergovernmental agreement. If through Alderman Gardner, we want you to help us get that, and we're going to want that property, we would have an agreement in place prior and say, okay, we'll do it at cost. Just because this is all we do, we're very efficient, and then you don't have city attorneys having to do this on top of all the other work.
The example that was just brought up, we've used in Matheson, and the city, the village has acquired large chunks of property through the land bank, using the land bank and their lawyers and their facilities and what they do, and then clearing the taxes, which they do, and then we pay them their attorney's fees, their costs, bare costs, there's no profit. So purchase of large tracts of land could cost $20,000, $30,000, whatever their cost is, and then the title comes back to the village or the city. It worked out, in my experience, extremely well.
Attorney Olson, are you willing to work on differences between South Suburban Land Bank and the Cook County Land Bank, and bringing a first-time home buyers program to the city?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
the differences between, you explained the differences between South Suburban Land Bank and Cook County Land Bank.
Correct.
And currently we only had 57 houses or 57 properties, but the land bank, Cook County Land Bank, has,
Tax deeds,
they had tax deeds to over 200 or 300 of our properties.
Yeah, we're an intergovernmental land bank. They're statutory land bank. They by statute have to do something. They have to be the custodian of these tax deeds. How they go about it, I can't speak to that. We're intergovernmental, so we speak directly with municipalities. It works really well for us.
How long have you all been doing the inspections?
We started our first batch last year. So we've taken some through in Richmond Park and Park Forest and South Island so far.
I have a question. So ultimately, when the property is sold or before it's sold, then the city will come in and do their final inspection, right?
They do inspections for all building permits. We share our scope of work. Typically, we've been sharing that only with the government director, but we met last week or so, and now we're gonna start sending those to the building department as well, so they can verify our scope of work. Every municipality is different. We're working about 2 dozen of them. Some say, just go for it. Others are like, I want to really fine tooth comb, whatever. Depends on time, capacity, that sort of thing. So we're pretty communicative, really, however you want to operate, we're happy to do it.
And just for clarification. You want to come to the mic? This is Commissioner Jericho Thomas.
Basically, just for clarification for the council too as well, just want to ask you a question. Once you guys receive the properties, you guys are in charge of the maintenance and overlook too as well.
Correct.
Right?
Can I just add something to that? To Commissioner Jericho's point, when the land bank gets the judicial deed to the property, they take ownership and control of it. I typically notify a commissioner to let them know they can cease operations on the city side, because the land bank is being 100% responsible for any, trash, debris, overgrowth of vegetation. They handle that from that point on. It's totally under our control. The land bank has it. They sell it to a potential developer. How many houses have we did in the Fifth Ward?
I think we're up to 22 in some state of this.
So we've stabilized, through this program, we've stabilized 22 homes in the Fifth Ward. Put them back on the tax rolls. Homes that were vacant, homes that were dilapidated, that were getting ready to fall down. In some cases, they were on this for potential demolition. However, the land bank, our community partners, they have a very unique tool that helps us maintain and stabilize and repopulate our neighborhoods. Anything that comes through the land bank, we have to look at it in terms of construction, what's going to go into it. Oftentimes, these developers are producing what we call market-driven homes. That's what we want to put back on the tax rolls. We should be looking at demolishing homes. This is an excellent tool. I'm glad they're here tonight, and I hope that our council would support it. Eventually, we can start working our way into other wards. Initially, I introduced the land bank here in Calumet City in 2019 as a pilot program in the Fifth Ward. As you guys know, our previous mayor, they knocked a lot of houses down. I wasn't necessarily for that, because I knew houses could be restabilized and repurposed. That is what this program is. It's simple, doesn't cost us any more money. It's just an IGA that we have with them. It's an agreement that allows us to partner with them. They don't charge us anything. And it's a win-win for the city.
So procedurally, council, on the agenda tonight is discussion and action, but there's an ordinance before us. Should it be a motion to have the ordinance presented at the next city council meeting or tonight?
That's actually a resolution.
Tonight I have the amendments to it, and everybody's in agreement with the amendments. I just had maybe a question. It's all the signatures come through the mayor's office and or transfer of copies of this, only the mayor can sign, right? I didn't see them in the amendments.
You said it again, I'm sorry.
It was, I think I'm sorry. I know Paul Gardner is in charge and gets notified, until he gets notified, and the mayor's office is notified. I'm assuming we do that.
Yeah, anything that, when you're sharing your municipal authority through an intergovernmental agreement, has to go to this body, has to be signed by everyone here at the mayor's discretion.
Right. That's all I was.
So,
Attorney Otis?
Yeah, I just wanted to add something that Alderman Gardner said, because we've been working with them in Richmond Park, Park Forest, and Calumet Park, and how successful, and you can ask the mayors, how successful this program has been, rather than just demolishing houses. And it's not cost us anything in those three communities. And I think you can go ahead and, because the agenda item says amending the IGA between the entities, and it's up for possible action, I think you can go ahead and do it. You'd let the public know what you're doing, so.
I agree.
All right, with that,
Can we organize? Well, I think it's a good idea. I'm excited to have you come to the Sixth Ward. We have a lot of abandoned properties, not just in the Sixth Ward, but within Calumet City. I've took a platform when I saw some of the projects being created in certain wards, and some of the grant money being used, and I was saying or making comments that we need to invest in getting homes back on the tax roll. And what this does for me, understanding that it takes the cost away from the city. It allows your company to invest into all of the legal fees that we won't have to pay. It does not affect union because like the attorney said that there was no job there. And if we did not, or if we do not open this up or vote for this, then there will be no move on all of those abandoned homes in our ward. So I'm for it, and I'm gonna make a motion to approve the amended resolution.
Second.
all right, last question, Councilman.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes.
I appreciate your time, thank you.
Thank you.
Alderman Williams, for the next two matters, 11 and 12, I would suggest that the council go into executive session to discuss employment of a specific individual and legal. Is Attorney Casper still there?
Yeah.
For items 11 and 12. Unless you want to,
Can we go through some,
unless you want to finish the rest and then come back.
yeah, certain items that need to be conducted in closed session?
Why don't we make a motion to postpone items 11 and 12 to after 24, and get a second and a vote on that, and we'll go through those till after executive session. I know we go through the rest of the agenda. We need a motion to postpone 11 and 12 and after number 24.
And also 18.
So I motion that we postpone 11, 12, 18 until after 24.
We need a second.
Second.
So you might want to add 13 too, because that's part of 18.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
The motion is
So
11, 12, 13, and 18 to be postponed to after number 24.
yes.
You just need a second. Oh, we have a second. Yeah, we just call it.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, with that, next will be item number 14, which will be a report of the collected amounts from the casino and dispensary. Has that been prepared by the treasurer's office? That looked like a lot of paper. That could have been on one sheet.
first sheet is regarding the impact fee. That we all have talked way too much about. The 25 at the top of the first column graph represents fiscal year 25. What we did was give you a year-to-date for fiscal year 25. I'm sorry, a full calendar year, fiscal year 25, and then a year-to-date of fiscal year 26. That won't end until April 30th. So as you can see, last year in 25, we received $50,000 in impact fee. This year, $25. And there's the journal supporting that from the system, the revenue audit.
50,000 is for where? I'm sorry.
This for fiscal year 25.
The impact fee, this is from the dispensary.
Great.
So we still have 25,000 outstanding.
Correct.
All right.
I have a question. This is just. I remember when they closed down, and when we first were sworn in around that time, we talked about them owing money. We talked about that when they opened back up, the state got their money, but we never got our money. Did we?
That's coming up.
Oh, okay, thank you.
This is just the impact fee.
All right.
All right, then the supporting documentation behind it. The next one is regarding the gambling, idle gambling revenue. Fiscal year 2025 garnered $449,847.52 to the city. In fiscal year 26, as you can see, we have not received any funds for February, March, or April. And thus far, we have received $436,258.69. So we're on pace to collect more this year than we did last. And once again, the supporting documentation from the system.
The dispensary and the other one is goes to capital, corporate.
All funding for these three revenue sources are a corporate fund, not restricted. They're just going to the general funds of the city.
The first three.
And the third graph, once again, fiscal year 25 is the first column, 26 being the second. This is regarding the cannabis tax or the fees we collect from admission. And so you see in 2025, we collected $338,956.47. Fiscal year 26 with four periods not being collected as of this date, we're at 354, 268.46. So once again, we're on pace to collect more than we did.
So they came through.
Yes. That was, we had no jurisdiction in that. That was, that agreement, repayment agreement came to us by the state. They negotiated that agreement.
Any other questions? Hearing none. The next item, 15, list of vehicles assigned to personnel. They have take-home vehicles excluding public safety. That was a conversation at one of the, like, more than one of the, regular, meetings. That list was provided. Anybody have any questions on?
Alderman, I'm sorry, just for the record, we don't keep any records with regard to the food truck inflows or outflows. However, I see in the documentation here somewhere, someone provided to the council the rules and regulations within our code.
It was in the,
They just get a license and the revenue collected from the licenses.
there is no special food truck tax. The city haven't.
No.
Cleo Jones, you can come up and tell us the number of food trucks that we have operating in the city. The rules were sent to everyone that the food trucks must have a brick and mortar building.
That's correct.
So that was passed in 2018, I believe.
Yes. So all food trucks are attached to brick and mortar buildings. Food truck currently right now, we have 4 food trucks, operational food trucks, that's attached to 4 businesses right now. And food trucks also attached to a business license as well. And there's no supplemental fees or taxes for the business would have as food trucks.
And as it stands, there is no special license or requirement for a food truck to be parked on our city street.
Well, when food trucks come onto our city street for special events, special permitting is required for them.
Right, but I'm just saying if they live here and they have a food truck that's parked in front of their house, they don't have to apply for a special parking permit or anything to park their food truck.
Not that I'm aware of any special permits right now.
And Alderman, if you want to change that, if you want to have a food truck tax.
I don't have any issue with it, I just was trying to be proactive in questions that may be
Okay.
asked. I felt that coming from Alderman Nelson, so.
I'm lost in this, especially, so, let me make sure I understand, there are the only taxes that are being taken out is for the purchase of the food truck, is that because they have the building?
Food trucks are tied to brick and mortars. So if you have a brick and mortar and you want to have a food truck, you can tie that to a special business or business license as well. You need a business license in addition for that food truck. If you want to ride on the streets or take it to a different location, you need a business license. Also, that food truck is required to have an inspection as well before it's rolling down the street.
But the taxes, the sale taxes,
The sales tax is the standard sales tax that the business is charged. Yes, it's the standard state sales tax. It's the food tax sales, or beverage sales tax. That hasn't changed.
okay, that's for the ones that are stationed, but then like Alderman Williams stated that when a food truck comes in to, be a part of an event, they pay taxes when they're here.
They pay a special fee for
That's
that.
what I wanna make sure.
Right,
Okay.
yes.
Is it a special fee, but the IML doing training taught us that if they are not paying taxes, just say a food truck that normally operates out of Dalton is coming over here, they're supposed to pay a special, food truck tax or something like that.
I don't believe we have anything set up for that kind of special food truck tax, but we do have a permit that they will pay through the business license board.
They're only paying through the permit, the IML and classes, they drove it down, really trying to get us to understand if we're having vendors coming in, whatever sales that they make while they're here, they're supposed to pay taxes on those sales.
Well, I guess that was something that we need to be created by ordinance. If you would like to create an ordinance to start the process, that would be something that we created.
So are you saying that if a food truck comes here for an event, that no matter, if they're selling food outside of the regular sales tax that they would charge a regular person, that the city imposes its own tax?
Now, that is where I'm mixed up at. 'Cause, that's where I'm kind of confused or I'm unclear. That's why I wanted to ask, is it a special tax or are we getting just the taxes from when the sales when they're in our city?
That will go to the state, that they will have to pay the state, and then the state will disperse our portion, whatever.
Yes.
That's what it says. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have a special tax just with Calumet City when it comes to food truck sales.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, that's it for that. All right. Moving right along, list of vehicles assigned, personal take-home privileges, public safety. Is there any question about the list that was provided to the
Well, before, we just want to acknowledge that this list was sent to Attorney Olson as well. The vehicle list that was requested,
It was a salvage vehicle list that they're looking to, after we make sure that they sell approximately.
No.
No, we talking about.
yeah, no, next.
That's
The salvage list was taken off this agenda and it will be discussed in the public works committee.
Yes.
No, that's not the salvage list that you got. You have to take home list, and I think those vehicles that are assigned to certain people were highlighted in yellow.
Yes.
So, is there any question?
I don't have a question. So it was a attachment, and we got 5 attachments in an email, and one of them, today, we got it today. Today, yeah.
Well, we haven't had time to look it over.
Yeah, so, I don't have a question. My only, I would like the council to consider an ordinance that, city vehicles stay here in this city. It's just like any other job, unless you are police and fire, that you drive your car to the job. And if you need a city vehicle while you're here in city boundaries, then you are to use the city vehicle, but not take our city vehicle out of Calumet City boundaries.
So anyone that has a city vehicle has to pay taxes on that vehicle, correct, Mr. Treasurer?
Yes.
So if they have a city vehicle that, for example,
It's a taxable event in the fact that it's added to their salary.
so example, if our fire chief or police chief, since we're excluding those, they have to pay taxes on those. On those vehicles.
I understand that. If they're not police and fire, they don't need to take city vehicles outside of Calumet City. That's just my thought.
Isn't that a liability to the city if they have an accident?
So liability, even if you're in Calumet City or outside of Calumet City. Not in agreement, wholly with Alderman Wilson. I mean, we have relaxed our residency requirements for, our employees many years ago. Yet and still, our, department heads have moved outside of Calumet City in order we want to impose a limit, mile limit, where they have to reside, then I'm inclined to accept that. But I do believe our department heads need to, wherever they live at, we can't, we shouldn't require them to live in Calumet City because that horse has left the stable. But they need to be able to respond to Calumet City in an ample amount of time. And I think that it's just, that's my opinion. Not everybody not every person in charge in each department needs to have a take-home vehicle, but I do believe that the department head himself or herself should have access to a city vehicle and be able to utilize a city asset for such.
I respectfully disagree. You're coming, you're paid well to do a job, and if you didn't have the city vehicle, how would you be getting here in the first place? I don't know too many of the department heads that can't get here if a need arise. I have seen these city vehicles in places that they probably shouldn't be. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I do not think taxpayer money should go outside of Calumet City.
Thank you for that. So I'm gonna ask Attorney Olson, since he represents many municipalities, what is your experience with, or your knowledge of, who is allowed to take home city vehicles within these municipalities outside of public safety?
Unfortunately, it's not a standard policy, it's municipality by municipality. As a general rule, not many vehicles are allowed out of the city because of liability purposes. You're right, there's a liability whether they're in the city or they're out of the city. So I think a lot of communities cut down on the liability by not allowing the department head or anyone, except the chiefs generally, to take the vehicle out of the city. But again, it's strictly policy.
But it does, but it is something that exists in the other
In
municipalities.
some, yes, in some.
Would you be, you oblige us of getting us
Yes.
a list of those municipalities that you have experience with? That
Yes.
allow department heads to take their vehicles home, whether they live in town or not.
Yeah, and some of them have policies, so I'll get you those.
Right. And that's something that we can put in place as well, is the behaviors that, for those that have access to take home vehicles.
Finance Chair, Finance Chairman, you recognize. Sure. I did look at the list. I noticed that some of the vehicles on the license plate information, they're no longer municipal plates. Why is that?
Well, some of the vehicles that are in the police department are assigned to detectives.
Not those.
That's not public works.
This is totally excluded police, public safety vehicles.
Alderman, point out which one and we'll have Maria.
So there's a Chevy, I wanna say, I believe it was listed under the one, Cleo Jones Drive. Why does that have an implate under the one?
I think that's how we ordered it.
Okay, but shouldn't they have municipal plates? Those are municipal vehicles?
I have to check with Maria. I know she ordered I have to check with purchasing, not saying names, about that question, Alderman.
Well, and so that leads me to this. The vehicle policy is critical because we have no way of tracking. Now, I'm not gonna come here and point fingers, but I've heard and I've seen different people that have take-home vehicles, not handling city business in city vehicles. How do we, as a council, protect them?
Well, I would say first thing is report it. Because if you come into the council now and saying that you've seen this and you haven't reported,
Because,
wait, hold on, Alderman.
go ahead.
In order to correct the behavior, you first have to understand and tell what the behavior is.
Sure.
And who has that vehicle, and if they need to be disciplined, they'll be disciplined. And I would ask the council to avoid saying names tonight about city vehicles. But if you notice that, say something and tell us that that person who's driving this vehicle was seen outside city limits doing X. Yeah, like if they're at Maxwell Street getting polar sauces, then we need to know that they're downtown getting polar sauces when they're supposed to be at work. We need to know that.
But that's what I'm saying, and I mentioned that to say, that's how would we know? Because at that point, I didn't know it was a city vehicle. And then when I saw that actual.
I got you.
You follow what I'm saying,
So it doesn't have an end so you can't track.
We never will know, you know.
I will check with, when we order those plates, because some of those plates, and I will have to check with the person about those plates and what the Secretary of State do. So City Council wants end plates on all vehicles, city vehicles.
Yes. And so just for clarification, everybody's here, there's no more speculation. Is our former economic development director still driving a city vehicle? Is she still in possession of one?
No.
Okay.
So I can't see it. If you just send it today or tonight, I could.
Well, we can go into executive session, I'll print it out, and then
But I don't want the list of police cars. I want the
list includes all of them, it's
how
by
many-
department. It's by department, the list is all inclusive by department.
I want to add to, I've seen a lot of these cars outside of Calumet City. I've seen late night, literally dropping off an elder, a senior. And as my kids say, he busting blocks, literally blasting music at 8 o'clock in the city truck. And just, you know who I was, it wasn't the first time, but there's a lot of vehicles out. And I do agree that city vehicles should be parked. There's a lot back there. You pick your car up, you put your car there. When you are going home, you need to put the city vehicle back. That's my take. We are paying for gas. We are paying for insurance. We are paying car notes. We have a lot of vehicles out, and we may not necessarily need all of those vehicles. And I don't know if we still literally have any sort of books that we're paying for, but we could possibly get rid of them and stop some of those payments if there are more. So I'm asking for us to consider the ordinance and maybe adding a couple of vehicles, but those are a lot of vehicles out.
And all of our vehicles have been paid for through ARPA grants and also through other funds, so we don't have car payments on those. But in that list that you have, that was again sent to Attorney Odelson, it has all the highlighted people that have those vehicles, and we'll look at and get the council an answer from the Secretary of State about switching all those to M plates.
I do have a question. Why does an employee in the clerk's department have a vehicle when the clerk drives her own car?
Alderman, he's assigned, the clerk, as you know, is not assigned a vehicle. It's not in her salary to assign the clerk a vehicle. The clerk is not requested that she has a vehicle. And the employee in the clerk's office does multiple things with the water department and has that vehicle.
But a take-home vehicle, that just seems too much. Do what you need to do and then leave the car here.
Well, you can't change your salary in the middle of your term, so if you want a vehicle, clerk, if you want a vehicle, you gotta request that in the normal process. Just like the mayor used to have a vehicle, and then that expense was tied in and rolled into the mayor's salary. So I would say if that's what the council wants to do, on the normal budget process, we can't do it until another 3 years, if that's the case, all.
No, not to do an ordinance.
Well,
Oh, okay.
come on, salary. Any other questions, Alderman Williams?
As far as just discussion on these, I do plan on calling an ordinance meeting next week, so I'll make sure this is on the agenda and we can kind of have more discussion on this topic.
All right, moving right along, 19. This item, we spoke about this in closed session last week, and we deferred this to this agenda so that we could move this along to settlement. So with that, can I have a motion to approve the settlement between City of KMC and EFN, commonly known as Nathan McKee?
Make the motion.
I think added to the motion needs to be that we are looking to take this settlement out of the 2023 bond ordinance. Whatever the payment schedule that the treasurer sets up, if you want to take it all out at once, but we need to give him that authority in this motion.
So it can be taken out the bond? I thought it couldn't be taken out.
As a loan, as a loan from the bond.
Correct.
Okay.
So what is the suggested motion? Paul?
Motion to approve the settlement of the Cape, the number I have is 335 and 125, is that the number you guys discussed last week for settlement? So 435, 460, is that the number you're talking about?
No, it was
670.
Six,
Okay, so you would take a loan from the, motion to approve the payment of the settlement from the bonds, a loan from the bond for $670,000. Be repaid. For the general fund.
That's the motion.
seven.
Motion made by Alderman Williams, second by Alderman Harvey. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll on item number 19?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Item number 20, motion to approve payment of Ansel and Link invoice for services rendered January 7, 2026, as it appeared on the agenda at the regular meeting January 22nd.
What was it for?
Right, so if we need a motion and a second, so that we can have discussion, or we can discuss it before. So move. I'll second.
Discussion.
Okay.
What was it for?
That was for retirement services or for the services rendered through November of 2025.
What exactly?
Well,
Whitworth Woods? You said Whitworth Woods?
no, I said I have to pull up the invoice, I don't have it in front of me. I didn't know we were gonna be asking for the invoice. Can we defer this to after? Can we defer this until after the executive session, after number 19, and I'll look for it? I'll have it at my fingertips.
That's fine, I'm gonna also ask that we defer 21, 22, and 23 till after we have executive session. So with that, can I have a motion?
Enter into executive session for the purposes of discussion of employment of specific individual, pending and probable litigation at 8:14 p.m. We have a motion and a second to enter executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session at 8:14 p.m. Yes, we can take a 5-minute, 10-minute bathroom break.
I appreciate it. I know. I heard it all over the road, so I appreciate the reminder. Thank you so much.
Oh man, maybe we should talk.
You don't get the
I had to call it protest or whatever, disputed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's a pain point. I'm like, that's not my choice if they played it. Do you want to talk? Yeah. Because I was going to say we could do a little intermission and say, hey, Miss D, what do you think about the meeting? But well, actually, I do have a mic, but it's in my car.
Not the one that you hold, the one that's on your phone.
I have those two in the car.
Oh, okay.
But I know which, yeah. Or I could ask if Steve Monet wants to say something, but I don't know. Yeah.
You gotta turn it around.
I know, I just want to lower it a little bit so I think it'll look better, right?
I was a kid with the camera.
Oh no, you look fine. I'm the one that it's all full of paint. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. So this is D and me. So we're at Calumet City. We went went to their, they're in executive session now. Hope you can hear us. I apologize. The music's a little too loud, I think. But anyway, yeah. So what did you think? Well, this is your first Cal City meeting, right?
It's my first Cal City meeting. It's very interesting. It's very organized. I mean, compared to where we come from. And I'm not used to people asking questions and people from the audience come to say something. Kind of scary. Like you could actually talk.
Right, and you noticed that, I don't know if it's just because more of the aldermen are speaking up, independently. But the mayor, like, I feel like Mayor Clark, he always hurries things up. So I feel like Mayor Jones, whether he's not doing it, or at least the aldermen aren't letting him do that, So they're taking their time asking the questions. Although I do kind of have to complain, like Mr. Kasparic, like I was following this thing, he needed to summarize that, make it easy to understand. It was too much jargon.
But it just sounds like he's more, it don't seem like he's doing all of it. He's talking about activism.
And that's what I would like to understand too. What exactly is he doing? Let me make sure they can hear us.
I couldn't hear him.
Okay, I can hear me.
I can hear you, okay.
Yes, but I'll move it closer to you too.
Okay, well, this is better.
There you
so
go.
Intimate.
It's so intimate. Like, wow, we got jazz music, which I don't mind, but I'm like, can we turn it down a little bit, guys? It's a little
And listen, you were right. It's so nostalgic in here. Very nostalgic. Very nice.
Yeah, at least they have more respect for their history, because around the room you can see all the old mayors, and this building is historic too.
Yeah.
Harvey, by the way, we do have a beautiful historic city hall. It's on 154th Street, and it just sits empty. And I asked the mayor years ago about that. I said, hey, let's get this going. And he's like, okay. And then never did anything.
But I remember when they had started working on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it was under grades. And then I want to say
It was under Kellogg's when they was working on it, because I used to walk. I used to live in an apartment building on 154. And I would walk to the train station to go to work.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I want to say they kind of abandoned it during sometime during Kellogg's first term or something, but they stopped working on it. So, but anyway, yeah. So what other impressions did you know? What other impressions did you have?
They were, well, even though they didn't pass our paperwork, so I didn't know what they were talking about. I appreciate that all the people, they spoke up. They don't just take whatever somebody's giving them. So, it's very, they got a lot of attorneys here.
Oh yeah, official looking people anyway.
A lot of, yes, and I saw a lot of nice cars in the parking lot.
Oh really? Did you notice that? Oh Lord, you all. They haven't even started the executive session yet. I'm like, that's not my only complaint is that this is their third meeting in 2 weeks. I'm like, why is this still going so long?
Listen, from going to a place where having no meeting, and they have a meeting every week.
It's a lot. I mean, I guess it's better this than not, So wait, what did you guys say? Yes, the aldermen spoke up. That's what you said, Beth. Yes, yeah. Oh, Beth, I promised you a song since you gave me a super chat. Wait, I should know this song. Yeah, I was gonna say, and I should know this song too, but I can't place it.
But yeah, you didn't talk about the nostalgia of the chairs.
Right, the chairs are comfy, you guys. You see, so we feel like we're officials or something.
No, it feels like I was here in 1800s.
Oh, really?
I wasn't expecting these chairs. I was gonna ask, can you give me a folding chair? That's what I'm used to, nothing fancy, right?
So our butts get a little extra cushion, which we do appreciate, When you age, you appreciate a little extra cushion,
Definitely. But again, it's nice, it's different. I'm glad I came, so I can understand the difference. eyes is thinking like, hey, Bill.
Pretty woman. Pretty woman.
But she was just singing.
Oh, that's okay. I could sing your name to that tune. I could do that.
But you know what makes me
Get ready for what's ahead. Right now,
just
provide your
supporting sitting here
get 40% off
is
lenses.
watching the
Start with clear vision and a fresh look.
prepare
Book your
for
eye
the day,
exam at
for the
pearlvision.com.
job.
Because every new beginning deserves to be
Even though they
seen
may have
clearly.
gotten some information late, they speak up and say the other four, they don't say nothing.
True. So we see more questions from aldermen. We see more educated questions, more questions like they care, like they know what's going on, and they actually bring things up like they're actually thinking of the taxpayer than of the resident. So that's nice. Like I don't know what you felt, but I definitely agree with Monet on that that city vehicle thing. You know, it's like, hey, residents are already so overtaxed. You guys, you can use your own vehicle. You don't need to take a city vehicle home.
Just think of what money you say. Y'all trying to get money for the road here. There's some place where you can cut.
Right.
So they actually see where they can cut. But sometimes you get used to having, you don't want to let go of the purpose. I don't know how this is including your,
I was in a weird place when I was
what is this in your contract?
This is what happens when you don't.
Yeah, I guess they're saying that they work for the water department or something, whatever. But you know what? Even so, there are ways around that. Like for instance, they could get. What if they use their own vehicle and they could get reimbursed per mile? They could get a certain amount of reimbursement for the wear and tear in their car. There are different ways to do it. You know.
Oh no, I wish I had a job where they let me drive their car.
Yes, me too.
I would never buy a car.
Right. I was gonna say, and the rest of us are all like, wait, you're getting cars? What?
Yes, like the peasants. We have cars.
I know. And I was very glad that Monet spoke up and asked the question because I wasn't aware of that. But she said, so why does an employee in the clerk's office have a city car to drive wherever he or she wants, and the clerk has nothing? And you saw where that got very tense, and the mayor was trying to shut that down because the clerk was starting to speak up for herself.
Yeah.
I wish she would. I was hoping she would pull that mic so we could hear more what she was saying. That she would make take a stand.
You could tell her face. She was about to. She was holding back.
And if you didn't know it, so the clerk, the mayor, Thaddeus Jones, we're told is very, very close associate of Chris Clark. And that's one of the reasons why I like covering Cal City, is because it's very possible that they're still paying Christopher Clark. And even though he may not even be working, it could be a ghost payroll job. We just don't know. And they're not giving the paperwork. They didn't respond to my last FOIA. So we need to know.
Because I was walking in while you was talking.
No, the mayor, I just made the comment because I said, well, I submitted a FOIA. I still see Chris Clark on your website listed as your ethics officer. Are you gonna, but you didn't respond to my FOIA, are you gonna answer it or whatever? So he didn't say anything. But the clerk that, when they were talking about the car situation, Thaddeus Jones sued her, even though he was the one, according to the clerk, because remember I interviewed these two ladies last year, Yoda Biggs and Alderwoman Wilson, Moni Wilson. But so according to the clerk, she was sexually harassed, she's been defamed. Thaddeus Jones has gone after her time and time again, Clerk Biggs, and actually sued her using city taxpayer resources. She defeated his lawsuit or lawsuits, whatever, and apparently he's suing her again. So they have, to say that there's tension there would be...
She's not the girl who's
No, she's in the executive session right now.
No, I mean the girl who was sitting up there first.
Oh, before, yes.
Oh, she's the one who...
Yes, that's the clerk. So the clerk sits right to the mayor's rights, and then there's a lawyer sitting to his left. So that's the clerk, yeah. I don't know, but according to Monet and Yoda, Mayor Jones has been nonstop, assassinating their character, saying inappropriate sexual things publicly, privately. Also, when they were having their elections last year, he kept trying to sully their name by linking them to Tiffany Henyard, saying that they're best buddies with Tiffany and that they supported everything. And then I know Monet said she got really mad because she said, I don't agree with everything Tiffany does, but she said she wanted to be left out of it. She's like, I'm not getting into the whole drama that was put on in order to remove Tiffany. And what do we all know? Now, did that get rid of the corruption? No. It just got rid of Tiffany. We know a lot of people were paid actors. They were paid agitators. And a lot of people wanted jobs. So a lot of these people, whether they're at the township, Miss Mary Avant, Miss Valerie Stubbs, or they're, at Dalton, a lot of the folks that were asking all the questions now, all of a sudden, they don't have any questions to ask anymore. And we're like, wait, we like when you ask questions. What happened? What happened?
No, this now we're making change.
Right. So, we don't know why. Yeah, we can't say, oh, for sure, all these people were promised jobs and that's why, but it makes us wonder, how could you go from having really good questions about where's the money, how are you serving the people, make sure you don't waste things. So, thank you. You could say that one again. So all of a sudden, yes, sir. No, sir.
Question though. You know her name Monet, right? I heard I was listening to she was on your show, and she was the one who underlined the mental health and about Tiffany years. And I was wondering why didn't she speak up then about her health? Really, it's a real story because the way it came out, it wasn't a real story.
Oh, you mean when the incident where she said Stephanie was trying to belittle how Tiffany had sent the counselors? Yeah, that's a good question. We'd have to ask Moni that. I don't know how much she said at the time. That is a good question.
Right, because at that time, I thought it was, when I heard the story, I didn't know it was a real story. And so that's why I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah,
But now that I heard it again, I was like, oh, this is real.
Right. And that's our goal. I remember you guys may have heard Amir talking as well. We're trying to encourage local citizen journalists. So if you want to report, I know there's a lady that messaged me on Facebook, and she said, hey, I've had a local paper, Country Club Hills, for years. And so I'm like, oh, really? Well, we should talk. We cannot cover, like 1, 2, 3, even 3 people can't cover everything. There's too much going on. So you are the expert. We need local experts wherever you live. It could be Calumet Park. It could be West Pullman. It could be University Park, I don't know, Homer Glen, wherever. We're pretty generous, I think, about the area, considering the Southland, but we want to hear from you, and we want you to go to meetings and take the videos and ask the questions, and then teach us, because we don't know, and we don't have the time to know every little board.
So, when are you going to give the tea?
Which tea? Which one? There's a lot.
No, you talked to the guy from the land bank.
Oh, okay, yes. So if you guys tuned in earlier, there was a gentleman from the South Suburban Land Bank giving a presentation. Now there's the Cook County Land Bank, which is separate from the South Suburban Land Bank. So, I'm a realtor. So full disclosure, I've sold I think 2 homes in Park Forest for them, so they don't give you a huge commission, but you make a little something. But the point is, their mission is a good one. They can acquire properties that are dilapidated, and they have huge tax burdens. They can clear the tax liens, they can clear any other encumbrances on the title, and then, like the gentleman tonight said, they'll even fix them up. And I was super excited because there was an old, not brick, a wood frame bungalow that most people, if they would have seen that property in Harvey, they would have said, oh, just demolish it. They bought it, they cleared the debt, they fixed it up enough so someone, a contractor, or a buyer that had the ability to fix it up, could buy it and fix it up. They did the most urgent things, like I think he said the roof or whatever. I mean, isn't that awesome? So I would love to have that for Harvey. I did ask the gentleman. He said that the mayor about 2 years ago said we were going to do it, that Corinne Davis, our city administrator or city manager, that she was the representative to the program. But since then, we really never heard much. And then if you remember the J&T group, sometime last year, I forget when, maybe last spring, the mayor said, oh, we're going to bring them in, and we're going to be giving them or selling them for cheap, some of these city properties. And then I was like, well, I'm confused. I thought you said you were working with South Suburban Land Bank. So which one is it?
I like South Suburban Land Bank for their nonprofit.
Right. So we don't have to worry about, you know, who's making money off of this. It seems like it's more transparent. So I don't know. And if we are to believe Alderman, what's his name? Not Tillman, but the other gentleman, from the 5th Ward. Sits there. Oh, and I'm looking at his last name. But he said that they've done a lot of properties in his ward, and it's been really successful. Yeah. And I think his ward is the one that I like the best because it's the one that's right next to Hammond. So it has all the beautiful old homes, the beautiful old houses. They're my favorite. But even if you were a fan of Mayor Michelle, who was the mayor before Thaddeus Jones, I don't know too much about her, but even if you loved her, one thing that she did that I don't like and I don't agree with, and somebody mentioned, the alderman mentioned, is that she demolished a lot of old buildings.
Oh yeah, they never say that. You don't say that.
And when you demolish, you're not getting any tax money. Remember?
It's a vacant lot.
Right, and that's what I did. I've done that in a few high-profile cases. The biggest one I can think of is the one on Broadway across from City Hall, where I brought some investors, and the mayor fought with me and us for months and months and months, and finally demolished most of the buildings. Now there's still one left, so I hope we can save that. But it's weird how much time and energy that he invested into making sure it gets demolished, and now it's an ugly, empty lot.
And there are a lot of houses they can save like that.
And my thing is if people are coming, like I brought an investor or investors, they were asking the city for a special deal. They wanted to use their own resources to fix it up. Why would you say no? Why would you say no?
So when you win your seat, would you bring them back?
Yes, I would say we need to have an open and transparent process and bring investors, especially local ones. And we want to give priority to people who live in Harvey and have a business in Harvey. How many people in Harvey do we know they have roofing businesses? They might have plumbing businesses. We have a lot of people who do this kind of work in Harvey. Yeah. So why are we giving properties to J&T or all these out of town groups? Remember that one group in Orland that got that Colby spoke up. Remember that wasn't the last time she was arrested? But it was the house on 155th Street, and then we found out that the city wanted to sell it for $2,000. Now, mind you, that's one of our nicest streets, with big historic homes.
That's true.
Yes, and giving or selling this for $2,000 to a group in Orland Park. Why? That's not right.
That's wild.
It's suspicious.
But what I found interesting is, I guess his name is Alderman Williams. He said they have been doing it in his community, his outward. So he didn't have to go through the ward because they're gonna make it like it's in one area.
I don't know, but to me that's amazing because I'm like the way Chris Clark runs, or at least the way maybe we let him run Harvey. It's like he tries to put everything on lockdown. Now finally, he's in hiding, and it seems like we're getting a little bit of a reprieve, but still, it just seems like everything's just. He's just like, well, not. No, I mean he's like because he's not around. But you know, before that, it was like you couldn't like take a step without Mayor Clark saying like, okay, you're approved to walk here. You know, it's like everything. He would try to control.
If you watch that meeting that went in, what's it, Randall was in charge. And I saw Rand at some point she get on her phone. Did you see that? And then I seen
Talking to Clark, I bet you.
Yeah, and then somebody else, then she went and tapped somebody else, and they walked to the back room. I'm like, what they got going on over here? So he's still in charge. You know, I was watching your feed.
Yeah. Hi, Mayor Clark. We hope you resign now. Why don't you resign and just go off and live in one of those houses that you have?
I got a question for you that's been about that. If he resigns, what difference would that really make? Because then if you resign, you still have to go to court. They're still going to do what he wants.
Right. So then at that point, I think, hey, somebody said hi. Said hey.
Hey, Cher.
Oh, hey, yes, Cher from Georgia.
Oh, Cher.
What's up, girl? Thanks for resigning Mayor Clark. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. But yeah, good question. So what happens if he resigns? The number one thing is we just want him, we want to get Clark out of there so to remove his influence. Because right now he's been kind of like the cover and the behind the scenes manipulator.
You don't think he will still be influenced the way them people you said it?
Yeah, he's going to try. But did you also notice though that at the meeting it was a lot more relaxed? Laid back. I feel like the police weren't as aggressive. I feel like it was more permissive, just not having Clark there.
I didn't feel that. I didn't have that same feeling. I see the first people were still catty, they still was kind of funky. I didn't see much change. Didn't have as many police officers, but they had a lot of police there.
Right. Too many. There's always too many police there, you know, for sure. But yeah, then the other piece to that, and actually I'm glad you brought it up, perfect segue, is we need to start putting pressure on the 4 aldermen. So yes, we want Clark gone. That's good. But in order to really make changes, we don't have to wait for Clark to resign. We only need 2 more votes. So Tyrone Rogers, Shirley Derwinski, Delaney Smith, Dominique Randall, we just need 2 of those votes. And the other 2, they can just keep being fools of Clark or whatever. We only need 2. We need 4 votes, and we can start rehiring all the fired city workers. We can open the city books. We have that ability to take control. But what could we do? I know Colby mentioned maybe encouraging people to you know, getting like 100 people to call, you know, and bug the alderman. What else do you think we could do to put the pressure on and say, hey, you need to change too?
I think that it really should. Remember, I went to that meeting with you. He was there a couple weeks ago at the 159th Street. It really got to go door to door. Because I just know, even from like where I live at, people are just moving. They're just living their life. They're not really concerned. They're concerned with what's going on in Harvey, but they don't have any to get involved.
So what if we went, we're just brainstorming here, guys, so feel free to chip in. But what if we went door to door, we picked, let's say, one ward to start, and we had a little flyer, and went door to door, and we said, here's the number, or here's the email, whatever, but maybe phone number, it's more annoying. And would you commit to calling your alderman once a day, or something like that, I don't know, once a day until they hire back our city workers or something like that. You know what I mean? A demand that like people are like, yeah, we need our firefighters or something.
Yes, and I think that's what you have to speak to the emotions. You don't have to fire police. Those really, besides water and housing, that's really important to us. We want to feel safe. Like when I go home, I want to feel like my house is going to be there when I get there.
It's not going to be burned down.
It's not going to be burned down, or the garage, or what have you. So I think really, even if you appeal to the emotion, you would get more people to be involved. They kind of, it's a mental disconnect. Because my neighbor across the street, she remembers Kelly.
Oh no, so she didn't even know who was the mayor.
She know, but she don't, like the last time she's been involved. And that was it. I was like, oh. She told me we need to get him out of there. Rogers up out of there. I say, yeah, but she knows about that one. But yeah, I think that we need to have like
should we start in your ward?
T. And yeah, but I think it should be a flyer.
Yeah, Cher has some good comments too.
Yeah.
Cher, okay, you said it's so stupid. Such a tiny village provides a car and security to a nobody mayor. Right, exactly. My town is 138 square miles, 40,000 people, no cars or security for our little mayor. I agree, Cher. It's a waste. And you know what? You know why he has to have security? Because he's screwing people over. And he should be afraid. But you know what? That's on him. You're going to screw people over. You're afraid for your life. You pay for your own security. In the flyer, you have to put a summary of what's happened so the ones in the bushes will know what's up. Yeah.
I agree. I think we should just like print flyers and just take a day and we just go door to door and just leave it in the doorway and, you know, not in the mailbox, so we can't leave it in the mailbox, but leave it so that they can read it.
And just something simple like here, call this phone number or commit to calling this phone number once a day or once a week or something. And then, yeah, what issues do you think would get people going?
And that fire
The
department
fire,
and police.
hire back the fire and police.
And people want to know what's going on about in distressed city. I want to know.
And we only need 2 more votes, because Colby and Tracy have already committed to reopening the city, holding meetings, but they technically don't have a quorum to even call city meetings, because you got to have quorum. So I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because I think the pressure we've been putting on Clark seems to be working. Because I don't know where he is, but he's definitely afraid to show himself. But until where I agree with you, what you're saying is that until we get 2 more of the aldermen to turn, we're still not going to get that change we need.
Move. And that's why it's important that we go door to door and pass out flyers and tell, get more people to get involved, get people to sign up and vote. Because we don't have that.
That's true
We'll
too.
be in the same situation with
Voter
turnout.
registration. And Cher brought something else up. For instance, are you aware the mayor's laid off so-and-so? Right, I agree, Cher, yep. So yeah, we're gonna have to talk about to see what would get people involved. But I mean, I know I did talk to Alderwoman Wilson, and she said that was one of the things that really helped in Cal City, is they were putting the truth out of what was going on, and people in the different wards, at first their aldermen, they were supporting this mayor too, and they said they got tired of getting calls. So they changed.
Let me tell you, and this is just being here. It's like these people look different than our people. I mean, I'm respectful. They look different.
They're not as
Hey,
like
Miss
cutthroat.
Regina.
It's not as cutthroat mafia.
Yeah.
Maybe tell the citizens in certain wards what ward they are in and to call their alderman. Right, Cher. Because a lot of times they probably don't even know, who their aldermen are. Mr. Gina says, while you're going door to door, that would be a good time to introduce yourself as an upcoming candidate, what you plan to do for Harvey. True. Yep. Good idea. So it could be a campaigning thing. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. But it doesn't even have to be that. It could just be, we want some change now, because we really are in a crisis.
Yes. But we like Rice said, that we need to get people out to vote. That's really going to shift. Because I heard some story about how Rogers got into all of this. And I'm like, it's ways around they can figure out how to do some shady stuff to get people in.
And he didn't win. Your alderman did not win the last election by that many votes. I forget. It was like, I don't know, maybe 50, 100 votes, something like that. It wasn't really that much.
There's more than that live over there.
Right. So we're gonna keep working on it, you guys. Yeah, I feel like I need some coffee or something. Or I don't drink coffee. I need some tea.
Need some water. But that'd be a good idea in the spring. It's a storm out there. I can't fall out. But because a lot of people don't watch YouTube, a lot of people don't on the internet get their news, what's going on. And depending on how old you are, a lot of them don't watch the news.
I like this idea. Cher says, as time as the village is, you could have hot chocolate and s'mores block parties too. I agree.
Yeah, but you still have to go door to door to inform these people. The same way like a ceasefire come to my door like once a month because of something going on.
Yeah, they have come to my door too. Forgot it's butt cold up there. It is, but it doesn't dissuade me. Like I just can only do so much at a time. Name recognition is good, but being able to show and tell what your plans are for change in Harvey will really help them start moving now. I agree. No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I need to start writing up some stuff. There's some stuff I really want to see that we deserve. No, I'm just making laugh. That's why I offered my super chat. Should I do another super chat challenge? Give me money. This is not free to do what I do. I take a lot of time. And real estate sales are slow, so Daddy's a little poor right now. Daddy needs some money, honey.
This is very nice. That is so cool.
Have you tried these before?
No.
Gift goal, okay, or a super chat goal. What's a gift? I don't know what a gift is though.
The gift is that they pay for your they give the tip.
Does a gift translate to money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I just know the super chat. And then share how you'll celebrate. I don't know how they work though, you guys. Can I just do another super chat challenge? Okay, I brought this one back before. So I told Beth I would sing her name. Wait, where is it? Okay, if I get to 5 super chats, let's do it. If we get if you, for each super chat, I will make you a song. I'll sing your name. I don't even know what the song is, but Beth, I could do a song to this for you. You could deliver hot chocolates. They loved when Sif delivered them. True, although that takes money.
Ryan, whatever happened to, who was a part of that group that met at the church?
At Colby Church?
Yeah. What was that group?
Which group? Just like Colby having meetings in general?
No, remember before that, this summer, we started going, and we was taking, see what people want to change in the community.
Oh, going block to block or whatever?
That's what it's called?
No, I mean going door to door.
No, we...
Because we did that once. We did that once with Colby and a few people.
No, it wasn't a Colby thing. It was a community thing. And then we went to some suburb to go to a seminar so we could get money for this new organization for Harvey. Bring back Harvey or something.
No, but I'm sure if you keep reminding me, it'll come back to me. It would come back to me. Oh, Beth says, just sing. Thanks, Beth. I'm in the woods chaperoning hunters. Can't donate tonight. That's okay. Chaperoning hunters, share, work it, girl. That's what we need. We need some Black Panther inspired. We need to be armed and disciplined and defend our own community. Because I'll tell you, a lot of times I think twice before calling Harvey police because I never know if I'm going to get the good police or the bad police.
No, I never said that.
You never know.
I call.
You're not that I'm saying, right, if you want to call, I'm not saying it's bad, but you got to be careful. You
I call, but I said, don't come to my door though. I need you to go check.
That's what I'll do too. Sometimes if I hear gunshots, I'll report them. And they're like, oh, do you need an officer to contact you? And I say, no, it's okay. I just want it on record.
Yeah.
So we know, you know.
Remember, it was we did coming back to school, and we did this, pass out surveys to people.
Oh, to get people to come to that event. Oh yes, okay, I do remember that now. Yes, I do remember with the pastor there. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good question. But usually I'm game. I've got 2 sheriffs I'm babysitting tonight. Oh, sheriff. Oh, are they cute? You can send me 2 cute sheriffs to babysit, especially if they have a nice cute southern accent too. I like that. If are they southern gentlemen? Will they make me some sweet tea?
Ryan.
And say sweet nothings?
Oh, you are bad.
Didn't you come from the south or no? Were you from the south?
I'm from England. I know my people come from the south, but I didn't grow up in the south.
Oh, because I know some people, like Carlita's family, you know, she said where her dad was from. I was going to say Mississippi, but I don't remember. But yes, I do. You can't drink too much of that, but I know you're in the South Share, so I do like sweet tea and some of those things. Do you make sweet tea, Share? You have to tell us that.
Let me some sweet tea.
Oh, one flies my flag. All right, Share. Tell him I said hey. Tell him I said hey.
That's so political.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that. You know, he might totally not be my type too. You never know.
Hilarious.
But anyway.
But it's very nice to hear. It's very nice. I feel like I've been here before, but never drove by.
I know they use Ansel Gling, and then they use another. I was told that he's like actually a really, really expensive criminal attorney. And for some reason, right? That's what I'm wondering. For some reason, Thaddeus Jones chose it. So I'm like, what is Thaddeus doing that he needs a really expensive criminal attorney? Like, as in, I think he's Mike Madigan's attorney. So,
I know, like, if you,
sorry guys.
if you steal, they'll time out.
Oh, and you said I'm Southern, but you hate tea? Well, that's okay. If you make it, then I'll drink it. Ironically, his name is Butch. Wink, wink. Yes,
Oh my
I
gosh,
like that.
I can't.
How old's Butch? What's he look like? Send a picture, share. I need a good gay. I need some cute guys that will do political work with me, so we can be the political gays. You know, that's what we need. Forgot I was gonna say something else, but they better hurry up because I haven't eaten dinner yet.
And that's why I had to eat before I came back, because I knew it was going to be a long
I had a snack, but I know.
I know when I hang out with you, it's going to be a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something going on. Oh, Beth.
But you asked me another, what I've noticed here is it's like in Harvey, the residents, not a lot of residents. And I suspect a lot of these people are workers for advocacy.
That's what I was thinking too, because I don't know them as well, but my suspicion is that I know some are staff, and maybe a lot are. Like, Cal City residents, where are you? Where are you? Cher says, Diana, you're feeling well again?
Today I am. Yesterday I was sick.
Oh no.
Because of
Sorry.
that heater. And it's, you gotta drip the water, because you don't want your pipes to freeze, but then you don't want this high water bill.
Oh, yeah. Well, or if you can find the cold spots where your pipes are, like open the cabinet or put a little space heater to blow on them. You can do that too. Always open. That's one tip. So if you live somewhere where it's cold and you don't want your pipes to freeze, if they tend to freeze, remember to open up your cabinets. Let that warm air in. You can put a little space heater under there. That's a little. I mean, probably more of a thing with older homes, but maybe
I was
not.
gonna say, I don't think my cabinet's not in the. It's from the front. Oh, and this one was. What do you think? Like, since we are in distress, what is Harvey gonna do? Like, forward thinking about the with his freezers open. We always have piping bursts in the ground, and that's why I do like they're planning. They put money to the side for that issue.
Wouldn't it be great if we knew where the money was going? We don't even know how much we have. Yeah, I agree. It's smart to plan. It's not a bad idea. And I'm gonna have to plug in here too. So I think I'm only at 22%. Y'all need to keep all that ice up there. Oh, yes, we will. You should be fine. You're in Southern Georgia. You should be fine. I doubt it's gonna get icy there. I doubt it. But you can send me a nice, hot, woman, Southern gentleman up here. That would be lovely.
Hilarious.
I would love that. Especially someone who's like polite and gentlemanly. To be a nice antidote to all these like rude political types that are just so self-centered. That would be a nice, refreshing change.
They gotta be okay for being in the winter though.
That's true. Yeah.
They might cry for being in the cold.
Yeah, he can't be a wimp. Gotta be strong. Yeah, I always will run into guys from the Atlanta area. That's pretty common. Yeah, there are a lot of gays around there. Who does the FOIAs now? Can you FOIA every bill paid for last month? You're talking for Harvey's share? Our deputy clerk, Liliana Gonzalez, is the FOIA officer.
So who's the one who's not around, Maria?
Rosa Arambula is our elected clerk, and from what we've heard, she resigned. But we've been told nothing officially. Isn't that weird? That is so, dysfunctional.
I wouldn't be surprised she sues harassment.
Some of these aldermen, I think they should do that. It's probably considered stepping down too. Probably be smart, so you don't go to jail with other people. Well, he's out here hunting mean hogs. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Someone who's not afraid to use a gun and defend himself. Beth, should I do your song now? I know. Oh, this is a little slow. The lady from Dalton, so lovely and blonde. She's single now too, guys. And I don't know if she's ready to jump back on the horse. But Beth, we know that you are like, no one's gonna tell Beth what to do. She's gonna do what she's gonna do when she wants to do it. Oh, you're making chili. Hey, Beth. Ah, Beth. Well, that was your song. If anybody else wants a song, I can make a little song for you, but for super chat. The things we do for money, right?
Just stay off the pole.
Right, exactly. Yes, as long as we don't have to start working on the corners. There are laws and time frames and such. If they don't provide something so simple, you could threaten to sue. Actually, yeah, I was on the meeting agenda last night because I have gotten lawyers to sue before. Yeah, it's usually always a fight with Harvey with the FOIAs.
You noticed that?
Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Not that I go. I drive every down Hall 6th Street, and that
You can keep talking. I'm just gonna charge this.
that dispensary is not open.
Oh, really? Good. I hope that they are closed because I don't like the way the mayor he pushed out an existing local business in order to put that dispensary in there. And those dispensary people, they're not from anywhere around here. Oh man. That's okay. You know what? I have my rock charger.
I thought about bringing my charger, but I left it out.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about this stuff is that you know, if you die, then you can't make any video. Jeez, you guys, I didn't think this was going to be a marathon video night. Marathon video nights. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Ryan got his equipment.
Yes, the chili looks yummy, but I need to thicken it somehow. Try some cornstarch, Beth.
Keep boiling it.
That's a good thickener. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you just want to get rid of the water, yeah, reduce it. Did you ever file a use of force complaint after how that cop handled you? And did Colby do that too? I was horrified. I have a federal lawsuit, or I have lawyers working on that, and I think Colby does too. But Cher agrees, cornstarch. But don't forget what Diana said. You can also reduce it, which just means, cook it, let that water evaporate. She says she'll keep boiling.
Yeah, I will keep boiling.
So Beth, you're making us chili too? Beth, okay. We'll stop by on the way home, okay?
Okay, 'cause we gotta finish your house.
Right, I literally simply. Okay, then some corn.
We'll make a paste versus.
Beth, is it oil or water?
Don't try to put it over there.
Yeah, the chili have a lot of
Now they're gonna be chili for tomorrow now.
I was gonna say, that sounds really good. You guys need to start coming on as guests, like share and everything. That was watery. Yeah, so you need to cook it some more, let that water evaporate.
And it makes a difference. I want to see if there's other seasoning in it.
Oh, to help, sometimes salt will help. But you don't want it to be too salty though.
Gotta watch your blood pressure.
Now, Beth, did you make this homemade, like from beans? Like, did you make everything? Did you get some dried beans or what? Make your own sauce, or how? Take a baster, tip it a little, and suck the water off the top. That's true too. Yeah, use more chili powder. Canned beans. Okay. But still, you made your own sauce. That's impressive. don't think I've ever made my own chili.
I use that pack.
It's
Each
easier.
and every time.
Right. It's easier.
So, Ryan, when you gonna start being out there? 'Cause I know you are definitely running. So when are you gonna put yourself out there?
Yes, I know. Good question. Yes, I know. It's been such a busy time. Oh, we got some more advice. If it's oil, throw some bread slices on top. If it has beans in it, smush the beans up. They will create their own thickening agent. Oh, that's a good suggestion too. I like that one. I like that.
You can answer my question.
Then take a spatula to get bread out. Oh. No, I said I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure.
Because of covering this primary. This March 17th primary. I'm trying to get people excited and voting for this primary. Don't forget, primaries are important, people.
Definitely.
Genius ideas.
I will, yeah. I'm gonna wait till after March. For sure. Gotta do taxes first.
Oh, that's true too. Yes, yes, yeah.
I gotta see what it's gonna end up being.
Okay, you guys. We need to hurry up. Otherwise, I'm getting impatient. What's the rest? What do they still have to vote on? Like, how much is left?
At least 5 things. They got the discussion of the city policy. Yeah, no, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's one more to go.
Bills list, emergency bills list, payroll. Did they vote on? They voted on that settlement. Ansel Link. Did they vote on the credit policy violation update?
No.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think that is related to the mayor. He made some purchases that were not approved on the city credit card. I'm pretty sure.
I don't understand. And you know me, I'm like this slow sometimes. Like, clearly they make money, right? All they use is the city credit card. You have your own credit card.
Right. I mean, maybe I could see for certain expenses, but I know they've made a policy. The aldermen, again, they had enough votes. They didn't have to wait for the mayor. They put in a policy of like, I think he can only spend up to so much without a vote, which is smart. You know, it's smart.
But if I was him, I would just spend money because I don't want you to be asking money. Like,
Well, and then Monet was saying like he's had multiple expenses where he goes to Hooters in Cal City. So then that's one of the jokes. You know, Thaddeus Jones loves his Hooters. I guess that's where he likes to have business lunches, but it's just like what are you using the city credit card to go to Hooters all the time for, Thaddeus? Come on, man. Maybe one of those lunches his buddy Chris Clark joined him. Okay, it's possible. You never know. I wonder if Thaddeus Jones knows where Chris Clark is right now.
oh, he definitely knows. That's his home. He definitely knows. You know what I thought about? I want to talk to doing a 1 year later video. From a year ago this time, when Tiffany began to fight at City Hall.
That's true. Yeah.
Today, the 27th.
And how much more do we all know now that we didn't know before? Oh boy.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Cher, you guys are so good. I made 5 gallons of Brunswick stew and vegetable crunch today. Yum. Our mayor makes $28.50 an hour, no car, no expense account. Right, exactly. And that's plenty. That is plenty. I'm telling you. This is why our taxes are way too high. Because these people, and it's partially our own fault. It is because, again, I think if you have some time, I understand some people working 2 or 3 jobs, they don't, but if you make the time, let's say to root for your sports team, your favorite sports team, and you do all this extravagant stuff, like let's put some of that energy into our local politics, people. Right, yes, we should show you guys, yeah. So it's relatively chill. I mean, I don't feel afraid. I don't feel like I'm threatened by them. So that's it.
And in Calumet City, you know, they have some And I believe, I will say that, but the person who runs Ingles lived in Capital City.
Really? Oh.
From my understanding.
Well, I know that the head of the Metro board is supposed to live, Romaine Brown, she's supposed to live in Dalton.
Oh, really?
But she never responded to us. She just picked Mayor Clark's ugly train station plan. She acts like a you know how people make fun of people and they say, oh, that's just a diversity hire. That's how she acts. Where it's like, okay, you're black, you're a woman, you're technically from the South End, but you don't stand up for people in the South End, for black people or for women. Mayor Clark said, I like this plan, and they said, okay. Like, what's the purpose? Like, why are you even in your position? You know, just put an old white man. Like, don't pretend. If you're just gonna take orders, just be, you know, keep it real. Be like, no, we don't care about people. We don't care about anybody.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't, at this point, it's really not about race. It's just people in office. Because look at Sherman or whatever her name is.
Oh, right. No, but I'm saying is that they unfortunately, a lot of these boards use front people. Because they'll say like, look, we're so diverse and we care about people. Look, because this lady's from Dalton. You know, look, we hired a woman, she's black, she's from Dalton. We're so awesome. And they do whatever the hell they want to do anyway. They don't ask people. They don't care. But it's like they can give an appearance of caring, you know? Like, oh, we're so diverse, we care. And then you still have some like old white guy behind the scenes, you know, who's like, yeah, just do that one, you know. Or in this case, I guess Mayor Clark. But no, they were not happy when I went down to talk to Metro, you know, a few times because they were like, no, this is our plan. No, Mayor Clark doesn't have anything to do with it. Because at first they were talking about him, and then when I kept, you know, connecting him, I said, really? Why would you listen to this man? He's like horrible. He's so gross. They're like, oh no, this is, you know, yeah, oh no, we came up with this.
Have you been on the platform since it's been, they finished it?
Which platform?
The Metro.
Oh, the 147th?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. I saw people driving here though. I saw people getting off. But that plan's ugly too. But the one for the 155th Street is even worse. Like 10 times worse. Regina. Google vinegar, oil, sugar, marinade on stove. Ooh. Let come to room temp. Cut mostly celery, stew stalks, carrots, tiny baby ones, onion, bell pepper, red one, pepper, salt, dash sugar. I like everything except I might leave out the celery. Some people hate celery, but I don't know. There's something about the texture I don't.
Oh my God, they don't have meat before today, before they don't get it here. They have this long, this pause.
I know. I'm about ready to leave, honestly.
Yeah, it's 9:10. They're not going to even get here till 9:30. And then it can be another hour after that.
I don't know. I do, like, I want to kind of hear it, but I'm honestly getting tired. What do you guys think? What's your vote? Put a 1 in the chat if you want us to go home. Put a 1 in the chat if you want us to go home. Because I'll tell you, we're doing our best. Look, we're even making conversation, but I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm dirty. I got paint on me. Right. I had paint in my hair. I said, where'd it go? I didn't see it anymore. But look, at least we get the old white mayors of Cal City looking down on us behind. Bagel seasoning, can of that crunchy canned corn. Cut everything very, very small. Pour marinade over it and leave it in fridge for 2 days before you use it. I want to make my own bread. That would be fun.
I want to also. I bought the yeast.
I've never done that. Miss Regina says, what's left after the executive session? So I'm not exactly sure because I went out to talk to the South Suburban Land Bank guy.
It's the 21 to 24.
So,
no. That's part, yes.
Oh, that's executive session. So they're in that now. So,
21, 22, 23. There's one more. Oh, 20 to 23.
So Ansel and Blink, I thought we voted on that one. But at least we know this for sure. Payroll, emergency bill list and bill list. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Monet's gonna ask good questions about it, but that's about it.
Is she live?
She usually goes live, yes.
Oh, her Facebook page.
Every time I make vegetable crunch at a huge get together, there's not a drop left. So, okay, sure. Yeah. Now don't tease us, because then you're gonna have to make some of that and bring it up here, okay?
Mail it. Ziploc it real good.
Right. Or just take a trip, you know? Drive up and come hang out with us in Harvey.
No, before, okay, I got short term. So you said the guy said from the south, the bank.
Oh, thank you, Miss Regina. Never mind, just go home if you haven't had dinner. I haven't.
Bank before I came.
I gotta shower, eat, and then relax with my doggy.
I'm not here. Where are you? Where the hell are you?
I did let him out before I came, but still. Yeah.
So the man from the land bank.
Hey, Joy.
So what is he gonna look at?
Oh, hey, come on.
Well, he said the land bank guy said that the Harvey mayor said, yeah, let's do it. But that was 2 years ago.
Oh, they hadn't talked to him since 2 years?
He said it was really slow because they wanted their inspectors to go with them for everything. So,
But it didn't make sense for him because what they were saying is it's already vacant. So they weren't already going there anyway.
right. They weren't going to go to say, oh, look, it's abandoned.
Right.
Like, they already knew that. Yeah.
That was Bienvenue.
Maybe it's got
Specialists will fix it, guaranteed your money back. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
Visit lifelock.com/Spotify. Terms apply.
When was the last time you thanked God for your healthcare? At Redeemed Healthcare Ministry, it's not just about paying medical bills.
The
It's
mayor
about
came out to
honoring
get
Christ
somebody.
and relieving the burden of rising medical costs. From routine checkups to life surprises, Redeem offers
Are they gonna try to
affordable,
fire her?
flexible programs
Oh, boy.
supported by a caring Christian
No.
community. Say amen to healthcare that fits your faith and your budget. See how it works at redeemhealthcare.org or call 1-844-REDEEM-0.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. We know they're getting paid for sure.
Heck yeah. It's past 9 o'clock.
But yeah, I agree. I might just get going. Mr. G. Funny side note, my cousin's hubby Kenny Rogers gave me that recipe. Was his favorite at our family reunions. Oh, so your cousin married Kenny Rogers?
Yeah, her cousin married Kenny Rogers.
I wonder, is he still alive? I thought he passed away. Yeah, I don't know.
Good question. I think he's gone.
Kenny left us. Now tomorrow I have to go to Harvey housing court tomorrow morning at 9.
Why do you go to
Because they always try to always have the past in 2020. I thought so, yeah. Because the mayor's always, they've given me I have a pile of tickets like that to them because they're always trying to. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong, but they wanna intimidate you, shut you up, and get you to pay money. So I got to go do that with the lawyer tomorrow. I don't want to play. I don't want to pay them a dime. I don't plan on paying them a dime. Okay.
Really?
She came back around. She came back out. What was the question? What for? Oh, share the tickets? Oh, they say that there's building violations and things, but there really aren't. But this is what they do to everybody. Like I said, it's to extort, to get money from you, to intimidate you, to try to get you to be quiet. They do it for all 3 reasons.
What happens to Ocean Health?
I don't know.
He said that was his project.
Yeah, but it sure would be nice to get some communication,
Right.
Oh, Beth, you're indulging.
Oh, yeah.
What you
What was that?
doing, girl?
147. That Family Dollar. That's what it is. Dollar Tree.
Are they open? The Family Dollar?
Yes, they back on.
They are, because the one on Wood Street, that Family Dollar is still closed.
Oh, is it?
But the Dollar General is open on Dixie Highway, and the Dollar Tree on 159th and Wood is open.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So great job, guys. Thanks for helping us to apply pressure.
But that one on Sibley, I mean, yeah,
Is it open?
you gotta watch them.
Really?
They overcharged. I had to go to.
Oh, that's right. You did say
I
that.
went to I complained against them. They were
Family Dollar. What are you doing?
the Dollar General. I sure did. And they get to my I got some candy, and I know I ain't got no $20 worth of candy,
Mm-hmm.
and they charged me about $20.
Good thing you checked it.
But the senior who came behind me, he had the same issue. But I couldn't help him because I was trying to help myself get my money back.
You're like, I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. Best is I smashed another can of chili beans and pulled off some liquid. It's improving. Good. I died laughing when Diana said y'all had to buy a Harvey sticker for y'all cars.
Oh yeah, I gotta buy mine.
I still have to buy mine, yeah. They extended the date, because they got the stickers late. But it's crazy, you gotta go wait in line, because he fired all the staff. So it's like,
I gotta figure another. Yeah, I don't want to.
you gotta wait like an hour. Well, last time I went to pay the water bill, it was like an hour and a half or so. To wait in line. 17 people? How are we getting more people now? Aren't you guys, like, tired? I have my Dalton sticker. Oh my god, what do you think? What do you think? Should we
I'm
go?
trying to hold on. Because I feel like I'm committed now.
My butt is a little tired. Why would you pay for that? You're not in some HOA. I know. Well, that's a very common thing around here. That's how a lot of towns get extra money through these vehicle stickers. That's why when they have meetings like this, I have no patience for when they're like, oh, we got to increase the fees in the residents. I'm like, really? I think you need to look at the city budget a little harder. You can probably cut some things that the employees are doing because ultimately, aren't we paying for all this anyway? To think that people feel entitled when all this is coming from tax money. I'm surprised that Crook isn't around. Crook, where'd you go, Crook? This music is not helping to keep me awake either. You gotta get a bumper sticker that says, yeah, I live in Harvey, and all I got was this bumper sticker.
Then you're going to get a ticket.
Nice night. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is, I think I shared last night about the flock safety cameras, and just in general, I hate those police cameras. But do you see how otherwise a beautiful historic building, you see the flashing light on the camera behind us? Like, it just kind of ruins it for me. I'm like,
Now, see, I like
that
the
makes me
camera.
feel freaky.
I like the camera.
I don't like
I
it.
just need to know who's watching the camera. And for where I live.
Mayor Clark is. You can see it from his
Well, I
phone.
don't think I don't have a camera. I have a play on my block. But
But they can do everything nowadays. That's the problem. The technology is so good.
I hope so because where I live, several times after I come in, somebody comes on the side and starts shooting down the street. Or I leave out my house and I see them shooting down the alley.
But they don't use the cameras for that. They use it to spy on people like me.
Well, I don't know.
That's the sad thing.
But I need for them to check the people who are shooting, pow, pow, pow.
I know. If only they would, but no, they use it for other things. Or people, guys are like stalking their ex-girlfriends. It's because there's no accountability, so we don't know who watches. Greetings, nice night, Idol. It is. Greetings, Ryan and Mila. Where are you guys at? We're at the Calumet City Hall.
I did ask Tyrone about 2 or 3 years ago, who's come for these cameras? He said, oh, I don't know.
Maybe they give him a link to his phone too. It's creepy. Yeah, I don't trust that. It's relaxed to show your face around. Yeah, the bed helps yourself. Oh, the best pub, like PBCK, is that what you're saying? And then Cher said that's terrible, Diana. Yeah. That's why I'm so against those cameras, because they're all around the country and it doesn't usually impact crime, okay? Hint, hint, they're not using it to solve crimes. They're using it to spy on people. It's creepy.
I want to solve crimes.
You know what solves crimes is good old fashioned, just getting to know people. Well, and like the Black Panthers did, where they would like, you protect your own areas, and you know who comes in and who comes out.
Yeah, but they're not doing that.
No, I would never count on the police to do that, unfortunately.
Police are my neighbors. My neighbors don't even want to get involved.
That's where we got to get our neighbors. They gotta speak up, because that's the way we have to protect each other. That's terrible, Diana. Oh my God, you guys, I'm exhausted.
They sent me a letter from the Attorney General's office walking around in regards to that Family Dollar overpriced. And they said that when I had complained to the manager, she says, oh, the central office hasn't changed the price. So if you go to the counter, it says $2. The sign says $2. But when you check out, it's $4. Are you kidding me? And they never answer my complaint.
I'm surprised. I thought they were at least better with like, you know, stuff related to that.
Now, I do understand that it's important to a lot of these communities that have those, especially in food deserts like we have. But don't
The dollar stores?
Yeah, but don't overcharge us.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
Not
Sheriff's Department here puts that video of folks stealing or anything with a $50 order identified 90% of the time they get ratted out in 2 hours. Oh, ha ha ha. Well, the scary stuff about these new cameras is that they're not just cameras. They're connected to the internet, and they use facial recognition software, and then they can run that in a database, so they can tell if you walk or drive by. They can track you, because there's a network of the cameras, like all over the country, although people are complaining, a lot of towns have pulled it down. But then they can run that, they can be like, oh, it's Diana. Oh, okay. Oh, let's see. She takes diabetes medication. Let's see. Oh, her credit. Her credit got hit last month because of this. It's like creepy AF. It's very creepy. And then they can follow you, your face, your car, your license plate, throughout all the networks of all the cameras.
So that means it.
And people can hack them too. Yes.
But they should be able to, like when they had that pound down in Michigan Avenue, they used the camera to track those people, and they was able to catch them immediately. So it's only good as the way you use it.
They could. I just don't trust anybody with that power because there's no accountability. I'm not that trusting. Did I do this right?
I'm only sticking around with you, right? Because I've been gone by now.
I know, I'm about ready to leave too.
You sound pretty. I was trying to take a picture of this.
Oh, the chandelier? Mm-hmm. It is, but yeah, I'm done, man. I can't. My butt is hard. My butt is hard. We did our due diligence.
You're not gonna record the movement?
What?
You're not gonna record the movement?
What movement?
They don't record here.
I guess not tonight. No, usually Ed Steves is here. You know, Ed Steves worked for Calumet City.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. He does. Apparently they have a lot of Dalton residents that work for Cal City, I guess.
Everybody work with everybody.
Making their monies. That is so weird. Yeah, people could hack this. Yeah. You guys gotta watch that video. I shared it last night in my live. Watch it. It's creepy about the cameras. We know all the sheriff's mamas and aunts here. They act disrespectful or weird. We just call their mamas. They're scared of that. Right. See, that's what I mean. That's what stops crime. Knowing people and making that personal connection. That's what helps. And also, crime usually is because of poverty, lack of education. You know, maybe the person needs a job. You gotta help people. You can't just throw them in jail. Sure. I was maybe gonna do a recap. I don't even know if I will. This is long tonight. This was long tonight, guys. Okay, guys, we're walking out now. We did our part. Did we get everything? We did our part. Who's hollering? Oh, you can see these are the people that are left. Not like a huge group. That door really sticks. Really sticks. Good job, Beth says. Thank you, Beth. Aw, you're so sweet. Okay. Good night. Ooh, oh my God, I was gonna fall on my nose. I know. Because you know when you're like tired and hungry, and I was like, oh, I almost skipped a step. I almost skipped a step.
I was gonna park on that side. I said that was like they'll tell you over there.
Oh yeah, they have a lot. Did you see the little parking lot?
I did see the little parking lot.
Okay, good. Yeah, see, I don't like those cameras. Stop spying on me. Stop spying on me, people. But this is cute. See, this should be their little downtown.
Yeah.
I like the little old buildings. Boop, 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 boop. What did you say? It got here late. What were y'all in Calumet for? Oh, we were just covering a city council, a special, committee meeting.
Denali.
Oh, really? Is that the mayor's spot?
No, right here. You see the sign? Right.
Oh, treasurer.
No, the sign says mayor.
Oh. Okay, here, we'll show you guys this in case you didn't see. Mayor. Oh, okay. So why can't the mayor park in the lot?
Let's see who this is then.
Why does the mayor get special privileges?
The city clerk.
Oh man, damn, she gets one too.
And somebody else, 2 more people got spots.
Oh, okay. Well, at least Thaddeus appears to have his own car. That's good, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cher says, I would just lay down and die with all that snow. Too dang cold.
Girl.
It is chilly. Let me tell you.
Chilly is not the word.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, this was great, Ryan. I appreciate you giving the information.
Yeah, thanks for coming out,
Yes.
I just wish I didn't have to go to Harvey Court tomorrow. Oh my goodness, somebody has an expensive
They got a nice car.
Mercedes there.
Jeez. They got nice cars in this lot. It's like a car show over here.
That's why they're all like, yeah, increase those taxes.
Yeah, I seen that.
we need to keep our fancy cars. All right, good night. Somebody's puppy is barking over there. You guys hear the little puppy? Come on, puppy. Unlock, please. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I was trying to go on at 10 every night. Now I'm almost like... Now I'm almost just getting into my usual 10 time. But that's okay, because, if I'm lucky, maybe I will make it home and be able to get cleaned up and then go live. Oh, that's funny, Cher. Oops. I saw your comment. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Let's get out of here. Woo. Oh, Cher, I'm going to show you the temperature, honey. That's when you're going to be like, oh. Give me a second. I'll show you the temp. Now look at this. There you go. That's for you. 13 degrees. How do you like that? How do you like that, honey? It's 13. But yeah, what did you say? You said, butt clenched, teeth hurt cold. Nobody here can drive in that. Hell no. Really? You can't? Well, I guess, yeah, you're just not used to it. If you got used to it, though, you could. Well, you want to see more? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you more. You can see, look at all the snow and all the cold. Look at that. What do you think? Do you think they'd freak out about that down south? They'd be like, what? No way, man. Yeah, you should see what our streets look like in Harvey, because most of them aren't plowed very well either. You know, they aren't plowed too well. So this is a little bit of Cal City. This used to be a famous drive-in right there. I don't think it's open anymore. So this is their, I guess this would be maybe the closest to their downtown. I think that was an old Dairy Queen. Looks like it. So they've got some work to do too, you know. I wish they would invest more in these older business districts, you know. They would look so much better. It's got a lot of potential. But this is not Wentworth. This is Burnham. Burnham. You said very retro. And then if you go over the bridge there. Oh, sorry, you can't see the bridge now, but you know, it's if you go just a few more minutes, then you're in Chicago. You know, we're very close to the Chicago city limits here. But yeah, then when you go west towards Dalton and Harvey, you get into more of the newer properties. So the real old housing that I like, that's my favorite, is in that area where we were at, between there and east to the Indiana border. So that Calumet City borders the state of Indiana, and that's where they have really cool old houses, more historic ones that I love. Okay, y'all, what time is it? 9:35? Okay, I am going to, oh, sorry, Beth says, hey, Cheryl, good. Watch for good things coming. Oh, okay. And we passed Castaways Bowling, the big old bowling alley. All right, y'all, I'm gonna head off. Okay, so let me head home here, and I will see you guys back for my usual 10 p.m. check-in, okay? All right, see you guys for now. Bye, bye, bye.